What a wonderful celebration of the future of the game here at Chase Field. Copper Square, they call it, downtown Phoenix, Arizona. And as the games play on, simulated games, showcase games, if you will, you'll get a chance to get to see some of the top players in the nation. They flex their skills. That was earlier today. Now it's gameplay. Steve Phillips, Darren Sutton, and certainly glad to have you back with us. Steve, longtime baseball leader, developer of talent, all the way to the highest level where he led in the major leagues for so long. Today is what we have seen. Workouts and, of course, showing who you are as an athlete. Batting practice, which is fun. There's no turtle over you. You're getting a chance to be watched by scouts, taking BP, metrics all on the scoreboard. Final game of the night, though, for these athletes. And you'd like to say, as we take a peek at the gold roster, and we'll remind you, everyone will get a couple of innings defensively. Everyone will get to hit, and we'll roll through these. Steve, first of all, thanks for being here. And secondly, I think most importantly, I even said to you between games, hey, the games are for the pitchers, and you reminded me they're not just for the pitchers. I want to see the hitters and the defenders. I want to see all of it.
Oh, absolutely. I think you can watch batting practice and see the raw power that a hitter has, but you can't really see his hitting skills until you see him in a game situation. How does he react to a breaking pitch? How does he approach 2 strikes when he's at the plate? How does he handle when he gets a 3-1 pitch? Is he sitting on a fastball looking to drive it? There's a lot to be able to watch that. Plus, I want to see guys run the bases as well.
And again, a chance to see pitchers work. The right-hander takes the rock and he rolls. This is Dean Livingston, right around that 200 rank, which is a huge compliment to his skills. If you're at that number, he is from Swain, Georgia, and that pitcher's frame right away you can see he may be 6'3", but he looks like he's standing about 6'6" with that wingspan.
He does. Long, loose, and lanky arms, very athletic looking on the mound, and smooth and easy delivery as you watch him so far here. Now we'll see the quality of the stuff and how it plays with batters in the batter's box.
Getting to know Dean through the years at Perfect Game events and earning his invite. So Joseph Parker, Landon Schaefer, Gabe Grollo are the first 3 hitters. You got a couple of middle infielders and an athletic center fielder. And so everyone getting an opportunity, as we talk about, to work. This is a 10-inning game, and there will be a bottom half of whenever this game comes to an end because everyone needs their reps.
That's right. I think that you want to see guys get opportunities to get at bats, to be able to make plays in the field. And, we'll see guys go for diving catches when maybe in a normal game you might not do that. But this is a chance to show off your skills, show off your abilities, to let the scouts and coaches that are here see what you can do. I
got a chance to know JoJo Parker as he digs in between games. He and his fraternal twin brother are playing in this game. First pitch, 94 miles an hour. Strike one to a very gifted athlete, top 300 player in the country. He and his brother both inside the high rankings. Good looking breaking ball. He was ready for it, though. Drives it to the alley. And this is an athlete that can run. JoJo on the move, up and over into the pool. It's a double for Parker. They'll send him back. That's got to feel good. Sat on a breaking ball.
Boy, he sure did. And look, for high school kids sitting on a breaking ball, and this, listen, the quality stuff from Livingston on the mound. Electric fastball. Hung the breaking ball a little bit, but Parker driving it to right center field. Some good wrists on this swing. Boom. Right there into the gap. And sprinting out of the batter's box, thinking 3. Love that for a guy putting it in play, understanding he's got the kind of speed and athleticism to get a triple out of it.
The right-handed pitcher plays his travel ball for Team Elite as he deals one home to Landon Schaefer. Right back to work, folks, at 95 miles an hour. Landon from Fayetteville, Arkansas, an Arkansas commit. Number 1 player in the state of Arkansas. Still 17 years old, plays for the Sticks travel team. Chase Brewster runs that travel team. They do a wonderful job, really reputable group. A lot of Arkansas natives playing on that team, but players from around the country. It's a national team. It's funny, you and I were talking about as that one pops free and a chance to scamper on with a head-first slide. Limsi Montañez behind the plate doing the catching. But here's another athlete, Steve, as you and I are talking about, infielder, 6'3", 6'4", with a lot of height.
All so big right now, and projectable frames body-wise. They have kid bodies right now. They're going to grow into men and be big, strong guys.
High fly ball center field. Takes 93, lifts that one into the air. Drifting under that one is Walter Urban, who puts that one away. Run scampers home, and we'll keep score because we'd like to. 1-0 is the score. The goal team scores first, but it's an RBI.
You know, Darren, I like so JoJo Parker on second base read the pitch that got away from the catcher to end up on third. This is just good situational hitting right here from Landon Schaefer. Sure, he wants to get a base hit. Sure, he would love to, hit a home run, hit a double, but he did his job, getting the runner in from third base, driving it to center field, got a pitch that he could hit in the air to get to the outfield.
Gabe Grollo is from Jupiter, Florida, and Gabe takes a pitch over the outside corner for strike one. Good sweeping slider. About 10 inches of dive. Horizontal break on that one. A Florida commit. Johnny Goodrich is his scout team coach for that Scorpion scout team. That one scampers to the backstop.
Trying to overthrow the slider a little bit, just trying to get, throw the best slider, the most perfect slider he's ever thrown, as opposed to just make it easy. Throw it, get it on the corner, throw it off the plate, get him to chase a little bit.
Roller to the right side. Played off to that left shoulder. Throw off the bag, and the runner is on. So the second baseman there had plenty of time, Mateo Noto, but he pulled Brock Silvers, who will play first for all 10 innings. Brock off the bag and able to make the tag.
Grollo going hard down the line and putting pressure on the defense. Even when you think you might just hit a routine ground ball, run it out. You can put pressure on the defense at every turn.
Here's Tennessee commit Ty Thompson. Slightly open stance. Fastball is high, right back up there, 92 miles an hour. So we've seen 92 anywhere from 92 to 95.
Yeah, I think right now it does feel like Livingston's a little bit trying to miss bats, trying to keep it off the plate a little instead of just having that confidence to trust your good stuff over the plate.
Into the catcher's mitt it goes. There's a fun variation of velo, though. I mean, whether it's intentional or not. I mean, when you're 91, and maybe that's one with at least choking down a little bit more up to 95, that's a good thing. A lot of running. You'll see that in this event, and a stolen base.
And I love it. I think that, listen, these are star players from all territories that are oftentimes 5-tool players. And so showing these off in the showcase event is critical, right? For college coaches, for scouts, professional scouts, what can you do on the field to impact the game?
Ty earlier today ran a 6.4 60 and threw 92 across the infield, so he flexed some skills. That one's right in on his hands at 94.
Yeah, so, scouts are always very concerned about the tools, right? You want to watch. How fast is the guy? What's his raw power look like? What's his arm strength look like? But then seeing it in the game situation, can you carry it over? Is the guy that has speed, can he also steal a base? Because they don't have to be hand in hand.
Swing and a miss. Throw into left field. Runner will scamper on home and score easily. Got him with a good slider that time, though.
He did. And again, speed putting pressure on the defense. That throw going into left field and coming in to score, but executing the pitch when you need to. And, oftentimes with these young kids, they're so young, they haven't had as many reps to groom themselves. And a lot of times pitchers can be throwers and not quite pitchers yet, right? They're learning how to command their stuff. They're learning how to sequence their pitches. They're learning to trust the stuff that they have.
Pretty breaking ball right over the outside corner. Strike one. This is Charlie Wortham. He's a catcher. He'll catch a little bit later in this game. 5th, 6th, and 10th inning. He hopes to get a couple of at-bats. This is the number 13 catcher in the nation, is ranked by Perfect Game, out of Missouri. St. Peters, Missouri. He's a Mississippi State commit.
Boy, short, quick stroke right there, too. With some raw strength to him.
Ran a 6.7 60. Pretty darn good for a catcher.
First inning, and he's dirty already. He's definitely a catcher.
Had a sub 1.9 pop time. So you look at the drill pop times, right, as a baseball man, but you also want to get some in-game, right?
Yeah, for sure. Right? It's a different situation. Sometimes a guy could be faster in the game than he is in a drill and in a practice, and sometimes not quite as much. Often the pitch matters and the situation matters, but you love to be able to see it in a game situation.
Breaking ball lifted foul that time.
You know, one of the things the game gives you is the ability to evaluate instincts and feel. And you don't always get that when a guy's running a 60-yard dash. You don't get that in batting practice. You know, can he lay off of a certain pitch? Can he have a two-strike approach at the plate? And I think that guys that have speed also have to have the instincts to be able to read a pitcher, get a jump, and steal a base. And not all fast guys can do that.
Dean Livingston pitched in the just wrapped up 17U WWBA in Atlanta, and he was good. He had an outing against the Houston Wildcatters. It's a massive travel event, more than 400 teams. But he went 7 innings. He struck out 8 in that event. Tuning up for this one. Tough play on the backhand, unable to make it. So a chance for Charlie, the catcher, to run the bases. Takes the turn with a spikes first slide in there with a couple of bases.
A good hard topspin on that one, getting by third base. But good play in left field to try to make a play at second base, and good hustle out of the batter's box by Charlie Wortham.
They'll flip this lineup over now. The maximum batters have hit. Vince Farrell, the left fielder, with that nice play. Just getting started here at this National Showcase game. 2-0. Eli Willits, as part of Team Gray, will get a chance to go to work the rosters as we take a peek down. You get to know some elite players. Ty Peoples, a fun player to keep an eye on. Melendez, we're going to do a great feature with him. We were talking about Eli Willits. There he is, and we'll tell you why that's an important baseball name as we look on down the roster. Vince Farrell made that nice play in the outfield just a moment ago. The Parker brothers can flat play, and we'll see Jacob swing the bat. Brock Silvers as well. And then, of course, on the mound, Cooper Rummel. We knew Coop as a Select Festival athlete back in 2021 when he was a 14U athlete. Somehow now, as I look at him, Steve, he looks a lot bigger and stronger than he did when he was 14 years old.
It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
My goodness. He's from Austin, by the way, and he's a Texas commit. He's a number 25 ranked right-handed pitcher in the United States and the number 4 overall right-handed pitcher in Texas. They tell us he's 6'4", 220, so there is presence there.
There is, and from a physical presence, he's a big, strong-looking kid, no question. And so you think about, okay, well, what's the projection with his body? Because he is, in some ways, what you see is what you're going to get. I mean, he might fill out a little bit more, but he is a big, strong young man.
We've seen Eli Willits at the Select Festival games as well, and he steps back into the box. He's a proud Oklahoman, and he is an Oklahoma commit, so we've got a good, fun battle to start things. Texas v. Oklahoma, 1-0 the count. First pitch, 94 miles an hour. Eli sees that one dot over the outside corner. Dad Reggie, a long, successful career as a player, then as a coach, and just an impactful baseball guy. Mom is Amber.
Yeah, Runnell looks like a grown man out in the mound. I mean, that is a physique and a specimen out there and a presence about him, right? Like he looks like he's bowling his neck and ready to go after him.
A little little changeup. Nice look. They called it a sinker. It may have been. And that dive to it. If it was a changeup, it was very firm at 90.
Yeah.
93 miles an hour. But whatever it was 2 pitches ago, Steve, it was heavy.
It was heavy. He does throw a heavy ball, right? That kind that feels like it gets stuck on the bat when you hit it.
Willits looks at a breaking ball high. So Rummel, he too just pitched in the 17U WWBA at East Cobb, and he pitched against Tri-State Arsenal. Mike Trout's old team when he was a young man. He went 5, and he struck out 10. So he had an incredible outing tuning up for this. So if you were advising a pitcher, you got 2 innings, what are you going to tell him to do here?
Throw strikes. Throw strikes. Trust your stuff. Throw strikes. You know, what you don't want to do is walk anybody here. Go out there, make quality pitches. Don't overdo it. Just go out and execute your pitches. Work ahead.
Rummel elevates that fastball 92 miles an hour. Gets a swing through. They're doing their counting now because when you do issue a walk, the hitter has the at-bat continue, and they're just making sure. And then the pitcher can only throw fastballs at that point.
Right. Does the at-bat count with the number of strikes you had in the previous at-bat?
You hold on to that.
All right, so he was 3-2 with the walk, and so he ends up with 2 strikes on him.
Meet Ty Peoples, 36 overall this year, and you can see what he has done the last year or so. 44 hits, big numbers, 16U World Series. This is a Georgia commit. This is a tall, athletic, 6'2", 6'3", and a fun future. One of the top players in the country. Runner rolling, throw down, pretty good one. And a stolen base that time. Not a bad throw at all by Miles Mays behind the plate.
Brandon Logan, good jump, good speed going in as the ghost runner right there for Willits, as he had walked earlier and easily steals the base.
Ty from Livonia, Georgia. Todd and Kim, his parents. AJ, his older brother's 20 years old as he swings through that one. Good aggressive cut, 0-2. So you look at his frame, and I'll share with you that he loves watching Christian Yelich hit. He said, I've learned so much watching video of his time ups and downs in the big leagues. Goes through that one. Good fastball. Swing and a miss. That is strike 3. And now we introduce you to another talented athlete, one of the tops in the land in JoJo Parker. He and his brother, JoJo, from Purvis, Mississippi. Small town. I think they told me earlier today 3 stoplights in that small town and a Sonic. They all hang out at the Sonic.
I love it.
But the numbers are great.
Well, it looks like he's eating well. He doesn't eat like he's eating a lot of French fries and tater tots. He does look like a big, strong, healthy young guy.
Boy, he is a presence. Jacob, Mississippi State commit, as is his brother Joe. He's got a unique family trip planned in the wintertime. They're going to go to Honduras, all of them, on a mission trip. Their faith, very important to them. Both brothers, mom, dad, going to go to Honduras. And mom is Michelle, and dad is Joseph Jop. And dad, quite a story, quite inspirational. To the backstop, that will play to run in and out of the catcher's mitt that time.
Now you talk about fine young men, and when you're investing money for scholarships or you're going to draft a player for your team, you want to know the quality of the person as much as the talent on the field. Now, not everybody has to be perfect. Not everybody's the same, but you need to understand who you're getting with in the investment. And the more the investment, the more you want the quality of the person as well. So you love hearing these kind of stories.
Yeah, and with both the Parker brothers and mom, but dad was in a tragic football accident at 16. He's been in a wheelchair his entire life.
Wow.
Was able to, find the love of his life, to marry, was able to have 2 children, is a very successful attorney, and now a judge.
Wow.
And that's dad.
Wow.
And that's their inspiration. Bouncing ball, not an easy play. But he made it. Oh, it trickles away. Good effort there. You got to get rid of it quickly. Just popped right in and out of Max Murray's glove. But that was a nice play by Ethan Moore out there.
A tough play because you got to get it. You've got to get a quick transfer from the glove to the throwing hand. He was able to do it and just gets away at first base.
Big Brock Silvers doing yeoman's work, playing the entire game out there at first base. And you know, when you come to an event like this and you're Brock and you're used to sharing innings defensively, if I'm Brock Silvers, that it worked out that my team was shy of first baseman, I'm thrilled.
Oh, my gosh. I couldn't be happier. Absolutely.
And you talked about it. You know, you have your scouts hat on right now, Steve, and so now that's that many more chances to make a scoop, make a dig, make a play over the shoulder.
Absolutely. It's about reps and opportunity, and every single play is a chance to impress somebody.
Brock takes that one right out of the catcher's mitt that time.
But great jump off of second base right there. And one of the things that a pitcher needs to do, man on second, is Stein with the break there. You've got to make the runner come to a stop. If he gets that moving lead, then they're going to break and go. You've got to look at him and freeze him and then go to the plate.
A little leg lift spin move that time against a young man from Middleton, Idaho, Middleton High School, plays for the Dallas Tigers, his travel team, and Brock is a Kentucky commit, but from Idaho. 3.8 GPA in the classroom. Angie and Jason, his parents. 6'5" with a bat in his hand. So his hero is Aaron Judge. Loves watching the big, strong Aaron Judge hit.
Not a bad guy. He's what you talk about, first-class young man, too. Aaron Judge could not be a better man. He is something else.
So if I'm a tall hitter and I'm a right-handed hitter, why wouldn't I watch Aaron Judge?
Absolutely.
How do you stay short and quick at 6'8"?
Right. Absolutely right. If you're a left-handed hitter, about James Wood from the Washington Nationals just called up to the big leagues today.
Well, you can imagine now, and I'll tell you this, you have me beaming. You can imagine we claim him a little bit because we just saw him a couple of years ago. I haven't checked on his numbers. Not too concerned. Whatever happens is great, but we are so thrilled for him. I'm glad you mentioned him. High pop-up, shallow center, back of second base. Interesting thing about an event like this, a lot of these guys playing together for the very, very first time. So credit there. Good communication. Caleb Ricks called him off. Caleb put it away. That wraps things up for Rummel, the big, strong right-handed pitcher. With some giddy up on the fastball, too. Steve and Darren at PG National, and you, thanks for being with us, whether you're a family member, a fan, a scout, a college coach. Thanks for hanging out with us wherever your passions lie. Big Dean Livingston out there on the mound. So the first time Dean came to a PG event was 2017. That's 7 years ago. Look at him now. Look at that presence. He was 4'7" and 74 pounds the first time he ever came to a PG event.
Oh, my.
He's all grown up now. That big, long wingspan as he deals that one up and away. This is Crew Heinfeld. He's a first baseman. Crew gets the call now.
Good breaking ball right there. Good slider for a strike.
Now goes back to that breaking ball right in under the hands.
Yeah, now set up and see again, sequencing, right, for young pitchers. You know, you try to think along what's the right thing to do, but then executing it as well. A fastball in under those hands right now would be great.
The Kansas commit lifts that one foul. That one up and away.
At 95 miles per hour, though. Well done.
Overland Park, Kansas. St. Thomas Aquinas for Heinfeld. Really good in the classroom. Expects straight A's for himself again this year. Nice job working behind the plate. As Limsi Montañez puts his nose on top of that one.
Very well done, right? With 2 strikes, the breaking ball in the dirt. You want to make sure you keep it in front in case he swings at it.
Crew and All-State competitor. Conference Player of the Year. Beautiful fastball, 93. Just a little bit of dart over that outside corner.
Well, he thrown him that slider a few times. He got him thinking about it, and he wasn't looking for the fastball and caught him sleeping. Well executed right on the corner. Couldn't pull the trigger.
It's funny, sitting up high, I didn't even peek at the monitor live on that one, and you could see just a little late life.
Little late life, yeah, a little tail to it.
Way from up here. Here's Evan DeMario, Missouri commit. And he's from Lee Summit, Missouri, and he's in the hole 0-1. Joe and Tracy, his dad and mom, 3 older siblings, 2 sisters and a brother. That one misses wide of the plate, and he is a Bobby Witt fan.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, absolutely. That's another one that we're all proud of watching when he was just out here at this event.
Yeah.
Good breaking ball, 1-2.
That's a really good breaking ball right there. Throw it on the outside corner in the same tunnel as the fastball, and that just bottoms out.
It's a grip for that breaking ball again, and he did not go around.
Good job again by Montanez. Excellent job, right? Framing it, blocking it, keeping it right in front of him. Perfect form.
A quick twitch catcher with a bat in his hands. Looks at a fastball that misses outside.
See, for Livingston right there, that was, I'm going to throw the hardest fastball I can possibly throw. When you muscle up like that, you don't get the velocity and you don't get the command, right? Stay loose.
Hammer. Right through that one. That's strike 3.
Really good slider right there. Again, not a huge sweeper, but just that late break as it got to home plate. Nice pitch. Right on the outside corner, broke it off.
Central Florida commit Steven Chukka now. Top 30 outfielder in the country. Top 5 in the state of Florida. Wraps that bat back behind his helmet. Dean Livingston was touching 93 miles an hour at a PG event early June. Pitched really well in that Beast of the East event at East Cobb.
He does have good late life to his fastball. No question about that. Good action, good movement on it. You know, doesn't quite have the command. That'll come as he grows and locks in on that delivery. Throws from the stretch even without runners on base.
Hung in there nicely, spoiled a good breaking ball and fouled that one off. Livingston's dad, Curtis, his travel team, Team Elite, a very respected travel team, Georgia-based. Chuck is 17 and a half years old. Same pitch, same result.
It is interesting, Darren, how he gets those hands way back, and he keeps pushing them back there, and it feels like he's almost locking it up, but he does release it and still has that free swing to get to the baseball. But it is an interesting setup.
I love how stances are like fingerprints. It's just so amazing.
Yeah, everybody's built differently, and the way they launch it is different. He is gentle as he takes pitches, though. Right? He's not jumping at the ball. He's, glides to it. Doesn't seem anxious at the plate. You watch all the major league hitters, how calm they are in the batter's box. It's always so surprising to me how relaxed they are.
Good take. That's exactly what he's talking about there, right at his kneecaps, and easily moved out of the way. Steven, by the way, earlier today ran a 6.5 60, threw 88 from the outfield, so really nice metrics. Had a good 17 UW WBA as well. At a 520 on base in 8 games.
And he's going to get stronger. He's going to get in a weight room, and he's going to get in a program where he's going to get a lot stronger. And I think you're going to see the arm strength improve from the outfield. I think you're going to see the speed improve for him and the ability to drive the baseball.
Put a runner out there for him. And now it's only fastballs. And a good one. Just a little bit of run. Just a little bit of disappear, if you will. As we go to break, give me some of your thoughts on this right-hander, please.
Good arm. Good live arm. Very projectable. Throws hard. Got good life on it. Showed signs of spinning the ball well. But I think in the long run, he's going to be a guy that he's going to grow and develop into be a quality pitcher.
Livingston, the right-hander, passes the torch. Chase Field, Copper Square, downtown Phoenix, Arizona. We'll show you the score, but we'll really end up not really being concerned about it. I know that's odd to do in a baseball game, but we're excited to see these athletes play. Athletes like Trent Grindlinger, who takes the rock and he goes to work as a catcher, flexing his arm earlier. Starting catcher at Huntington Beach High School. And a really good baseball family, really strong parents. Grindlinger takes over for Ralphie Velasquez, who was the Guardians' first-round pick last summer. So Grindlinger, it was his team this year. And next year it'll be his team as the leading catcher as well. And by the way, the ace of the staff next year when he's the catcher will be his younger brother, who's the number 2 player in the land. So his younger brother, Jared. It's an interesting family tie. By the way, older brother, Brad, college player as well.
Keep it in the family. I love it.
So, Steve, his frame, okay, really, really tightened things up. He knew he wanted to get bigger a couple years ago. He admitted, I got almost too big. And, boy, he just looks he's stacked in there now.
Really does. He looks very athletic in the box.
That's a catcher, too.
Absolutely.
Talked about how peaceful he has become in this situation here. Just been able to slow the game down. It's interesting. He was saying, we did a wonderful long interview with him. He said, when I was younger, I was focused on all the things that I don't know if I should have been focused on as a player. And I disagreed. I'm like, I have fun when you're young. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he said, my focus has changed now. I kind of debated it with him. I'm like, what's wrong with focusing on, the snacks and the fun and the friends when you're real young playing baseball.
Yeah. Honestly, so many kids when they're young end up not having fun, and it chases them away from the game. And I think that that's one of the things in keeping kids playing. We've got to make it fun when they're young to keep them involved.
Pounds that one over the bag, and he'll find his way to first. Take an aggressive turn runner out front, who is a pinch runner there, a ghost runner, if you will, after the walk to Trent. So Trent with an infield single.
Well, Preston Yager at second base. I think he was worried the ball was going to hit the bag at second, and that next hop had topspin on it, kind of ate him up a little bit, unable to make the play up the middle.
Danny Wallace now. D-Wall out of Omaha, Nebraska. And he takes strike one. Papillion La Vista South High School, where Bill Lineman is his high school coach. He is an Oklahoma State commit. What good fastball. Snuck that one by him. Wallace's parents, Cheryl and Chad. One of 5 children. In and out of the catcher's mitt.
I think Rummel realizing that his fastball is really working for him right now in the game, and everybody's behind it, and it's got that late life to it and a heavy ball. That one, unfortunately, not a decision to have to make for the hitter. It started out of the zone and ended up out of the zone.
Had to make a call there. Good pitch. And a good spoil of a pitch.
Yeah, staying alive right there. Right? That's what good hitters do, is spoil it, stay alive. And he hasn't shown the ability to get that slider over for a strike. And so I think you still have to sit fastball.
A nice job by Mays. Blocking that one up. Mays really athletic. Big, strong. I mean, like a strong running back base back there behind the plate. But he was sharing with us that he's an active in yoga. He actually showed some of us in the feature we shot. Like, that frame is more flexible than as much. Yeah, it's crazy. I was blown away. Mama hero. She is battling and defeating breast cancer. High bouncing ball. Step back to the bag, right on top of the bag by Max Murray, and the run scampers home.
Again, that fastball is just eating hitters up right now, and just able to top it down into the ground. And look, the feel for the breaking pitch for Rummel will come. It's just going to come in time. It's about feel, and it's about intent, right? You don't have to throw the perfect one off the plate. Start it down the middle and break it to the corner.
Jerk that one. He'll cover the plate. He'll pop the tag down, and a nice athletic play. Both of those, pitcher-catcher. It was a kind ricochet, certainly, but a nice play.
Yeah, again, I think that we look at the play and think, what was that in this game? But no, you know what? We got to learn something right there, right? Athleticism, moving quickly to get back there, the right touch on the throw, and then getting into cover home plate and putting down the tag.
The hitter's Gustavo Melendez from Puerto Rico. That one right in on his knuckles.
He's going to need an ice pack on those knuckles. That ate him up.
He's a Wake Forest commit. Plays his travel ball for Richie Palmer's elite squad. He'd love to be a PG All-American. He said that's one of his dreams this year, and get drafted next year. As that one skips in there. Ouch.
Yeah. I had a pitcher back in the day when I was with the Mets, a guy named Eric Ludwig. His brother also was a major leaguer, an outfielder, but Eric was went to UNLV, and he reminds me so much of Rummel right now on the mound. The way the arm comes around is that he hides it, and then it comes up over the top, and really a little Iron Mike like the old pitch machine where it comes over the top, but really has that late life on it, and some serious spin on the fastball.
That's interesting. Like, to have that high arm angle, you don't see a ton.
No,
you really don't.
No. A lot of people are low 3/4 now and a little bit different angles to it, but he does come over the top.
was raised by a man that was a recoil pitcher, won 324 in the big leagues, but he was straight over the top, same way. Didn't have this height. That height's a gift, and that's got to feel good. That's the breaking ball.
There it was.
So they'll show us some pictures of what he was able to do out there. I'll ask you, as I do a lot, your thoughts on this big fella.
Well, I tell you what, he has a presence on the mound and explosive fastball as well. And he'll understand that fastball's tough to hit. Hustles in there, understanding play at the plate, showing some athleticism on the play, getting the big out right there, and probably not the highlight he wants to show, but the stuff worked.
So allow me to be excited because Be Live, our streaming partner, and Perfect Game TV's great distributor, is in Brooklyn, New York. And we have studios in Brooklyn, New York, and we're going to get you in there at some point.
Sure.
But one of the great things we've been able to do is commit and connect with young prep athletes, urban athletes. And this is one of them. I feel like I've missed him. I can't wait to invite him in. But this is a big fella. He's a Miami commit, 6'5", 225. His name is Eric Peralta, Miami commit from Brooklyn, New York.
How about that? Big man, too. And you know, I think there's just watching him already start to warm up. He's a very tall pitcher. And even when he finishes, he stays tall. Doesn't have a lot of finish down low, and so I think there's a lot of, he's using his arm a lot, and I think that there's a lot of room to grow with mechanics with him. That it's a little raw with his mechanics, but a guy that if he can get more stride, get more extension, use that bottom half a little bit more, you could add even more fastball to already what is fairly explosive stuff.
Max Murray Jr. is his first foe. He's from Winter Springs, Florida. And Big Max goes to work, looks at 94 and lifts it foul.
Yeah, you see what I mean? You watch how he finishes. He doesn't really finish by getting extension out in front. He sort of stays against that front leg a little bit and stays tall throughout the entire delivery.
Progress High School for Professional Careers is where he attends school, the man on the mound, as he misses away to Max. Number 4 overall player, Peralta, the pitcher, in the state of New York. That's a compliment.
For sure.
You know what's fun? As that one zips at 96. Wow, it's easy gas. Here's another stance, just another look.
Yeah,
like a fingerprint. They're all different.
Everybody stands. And when the front foot hits the ground, they all get to the same spot. They just start a little bit differently as hitters.
.95 with that kind of dip.
Yeah, what was that? That was a 4-seam fastball. It looked more like a slider to it, or a cutter. But that thing really had dropped a lot.
Here's what's funny, Steve. He's not falling all over the mound. It's not over-efforting. It's kind of what you baseball guys like to call easy gas.
It is easy, but you think there's more in there because he just stands up tall the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, it almost makes me think that if he could extend his stride and get him further down the mound a little bit.
Big Wade Shelley, Auburn commit.
He feels like a reliever, Peralta. That, you know, that sort of mechanic for 7 innings would be tough to work your way through. But a guy that can come in and just air out that fastball could be explosive out of the pen.
Slider didn't mean to and lifts that one foul. I called it a slider. Everything's moving. That was 94, so apologies there. That he can't throw it straight if he tries.
No, I think you're right about that. Everything is moving and dipping.
Shelley, by the way, the hitter is from Webb, Alabama, Headland High School. Brett Birdsong is his high school coach. He is an Auburn commit, as we said. Jody and Michael, his parents. There was a breaking ball.
Oh, was that what that was?
There was a breaking ball.
And I think I might just look fastball right now. And looked like it slipped a little bit out his hand. But that's development, right?
Yes.
It's coaching and development and the opportunity to keep working on it and throwing it.
It's just easy. 96 miles an hour, as you said, working on the evolution mechanically. Wade Shelley, by the way, and his team, we talked about Coach Birdsong, they won a state championship this year, so a really fun year for him and his coach and his team and the community. .95 did not go around. And in the classroom, Shelley, and tip of the cap to him, he kept saying, I want to get to 30 in the ACT. I want to get to 30. And he got to 31, which is really respectable number.
Sure.
So, Wade, you can officially call yourself a student athlete. Goes up and gets that one and finds a hole.
Not easy to get on top of. It was 89.7 is what they said on the velocity. So I don't know whether he tried to throw a little cutter right there.
Yeah.
But able to get up on top. And I almost feel like at times if he throws something other than a fastball right now, he's doing the hitter a favor because nobody seems to be getting around or seeing that fastball well.
And he can't throw it straight, as we've talked about. Ty Kennedy, the magician, a great defender. Middle infielder. He's from Orlando, Florida. East River High School, back of the batter's box. 1-0 the count. His dad, Jerry, is his high school coach at East River. Travel team, the Scorpions, where he plays for Johnny Goodrich. He's going to Oklahoma State. Runner moving.
Yeah, cutter right there. That was the cutter at about 90 miles per hour. It's a good pitch. Good pitch.
Oh.
Just what it does is it doesn't always get a swing and miss, but it takes the ball where a hitter thinks he's going to center it on the bat, and the last minute you get that last little bit of cut to it, and it gets it off the center of the bat and provides weak contact.
And then back out there at 95. With, by the way, a half a foot horizontal break that fastball at 95.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Out there again. Tough to deal with.
Really good pitch. And, throwing it there, it was DeMario who was sitting up off the plate right there, way outside. And he threw it right to the glove. Well executed.
We're talking about Oklahoma commit Miles Mays and his flexibility, though he is so strong. Get a chance to watch him hit now. He's a Texan, but he travels to Fredericksburg, Virginia, and goes to PDG Academy. And it's been tough for him. He's loving the opportunity, but he's away from mom and dad and their Sunday family lunches, which means so much to him, and all the memories. But it's been great for his development as he rolls that one foul.
That is tough, but it's also an early experience of what college would be like, right? So you're sort of getting that experience early on there, and an investment from the family in not only his baseball career, but his education as well.
Switch hitter, too, as a catcher. Been switch hitting since he was 8. I just feel like it would just be a really uncomfortable at bat against
that's
him.
not a bad pitch right there at all. That is not a bad pitch
I just
at all.
don't know if I'd ever get really comfortable against this right-hander.
He's effectively wild a little bit. But he also now has opened up the
96.
outer third of the plate for himself here if he can throw it out there.
This is a big challenge for Miles.
Going changeup right here. Well, they were debating it. Carry on behind the plate did not really want to go to the changeup. He went fastball, slider, fastball again, and then he said, all right, well, I'll go changeup.
Without conviction, it's high.
Right, yeah. No, he didn't have a feel for it. He kind of dropped his arm on it. You could kind of see it coming out of his hand. And again, that's okay. You got to throw it in order to learn how to throw it.
Now that was a hammer. My goodness, that one had all kinds of dive to it, yet they're calling it a four-seam fastball. Look, folks, I can't explain the gifts that this young man has. I just know he can't throw it straight. He threw what just looked like a hammer slider at 95. Mr. Peralta, wow. They call this a slider, folks. If we get a chance to show you the replay, we'll show it to you again. Really tough to deal with.
Like a cutter. It's got to be a cutter, right?
Swain steps up onto the bump. We get to know a new pitcher for the gold team. And for Swain, I'll share quickly what he shared with us about who he is as a pitcher. 6'5", 195, loose fast arm, work from the stretch only, plus fastball. That's a lot of weak contact. Nasty slider, tunnels well, changeup that produces weak contact, and a curveball that tunnels well in the low part of the zone. Those are his words. That's his scouting report. We'll get to watch him work now.
I love kids giving their own scouting reports, right? I do. I think that to know yourself as a pitcher is so important, and as a hitter, but to be able to describe who you are and what you are as a player.
And he's from Wentzville, Missouri. He's a Mississippi State commit. Rich Jr. and Crystal, his parents, and he's a big brother of Joey and Gabby. That one belted. Hagen Wright left field. Drives it toward the wall. Gone! A rarity to say the least. A home run at the National Showcase because essentially you're facing a closer every inning.
Exactly. A 93-mile-per-hour fastball up in the zone, but he hit it out 103.7 miles per hour, driving it out of the ballpark. Well done, young man.
What a great moment for Hagen Wright.
Serious launch angle on that, hunting the bottom of the ball. Good, strong at bat, driving it out of the ballpark just over the left field wall.
And how fun is that? He's in Arizona, and this is his ballpark where he watches his team play. He's from Mesa. He's a Willie Bloomquist ASU commit. How fun is that to become and play here and then homer here?
That's fantastic.
Well, we got a moment. We have got ourselves a moment. That's outstanding. As that good-looking breaking ball comes right back to work. Yikes, that was a good-looking pitch. Good, sharp curveball. This is Ethan Porter. How'd it go, Hagen, right? I think I've been a part of, at some level, national showcases for about a decade, and homers are rare. Which makes sense.
Yeah, sure. Well, I saw one in the first game here today.
You get everything that you can get Ouch. Yikes. Looked like that got a piece of everybody.
Yeah.
Porter's another one from Huntington Beach High School. He's repping their colors. We talked about Trent Grindlinger earlier. Makes his home in Costa Mesa, California. Plays for Adam Farb's Alpha Prime and is a commit to go to Oregon State University. Same colors.
Pretty good program.
Very good program. Almost playing as an independent for the next couple of years, which will be fine for Coach Canham. The crumbling of the Pac-12.
Yeah. Just trying to overthrow it a little bit right there. You saw his head sort of get jerked toward first base, trying to just manufacture more energy, more power in the pitch. Sometimes that happens when you give up a home run. You think, boy, I better throw it harder. I better throw it better. I better spin it more.
He's got Evan DeMario working pretty hard behind the plate. Just missed the inside corner. So Porter will see only fastballs and have a couple of strikes on him. Porter, the son of Josh and Julie. He loves, when he's out there, he's battled injuries last few years, but his favorite player, Mike Trout. That's who taught him the game from afar. I think he's not alone with that choice.
No, I think not. I think hoping Mike Trout, we heard he's going to be back maybe by the end of July.
Yes.
So hopeful that we'll see him back in there soon.
Runner will take off, muscled into left field. Nice recovery out there. Bit of a late break for Steven Chukka, but once he found it, he came and got it.
A real jam shot right there, but showing some strength on the swing for Porter. As you get a fastball in on your hands right there, still able to muscle it out there, and his strength actually worked against him because he hit it far enough to be caught in left field. And the runner going back to first base, making sure he touched second base on his way back.
Let's say hello to Brandon Logan as he hits and goes to work the Vanderbilt commit, who's from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Look out, that slider right up over his helmet as he dives out of the way.
Saw Logan take some batting practice, and he hit one out and drove one straight to the wall at 407 in center field.
Snyder High School. Fights that one off toward left. This time, unable to be played. It's a base hit for Logan. Runner goes from first to third. So Brandon Logan with a base hit. Son of Janine and Brandon, who's dad? Big brother to CJ.
Again, jammed a little bit right there, but that ability to pull the hands in to be able to get the bat head to the ball. And great base running right there, too. The read that it's not going to hang up, be caught in left field, and Willett's getting all the way to third base as he was on the move as the pitch was coming to the plate.
Oh, and 1 the count to J.D. Stein. Stein from Carmel, Indiana. Team Indiana Bulls, his travel team. Good program. #1 shortstop in the great state of Indiana. Rushed it up there, up and in.
Sits right on top of home plate, too. So wanting to make sure he can cover the outer third of the plate. Punch one the other way. He does look like one of those guys just going to hit you a little liner between first base and second base.
Ran a 6.660 earlier today and threw 92 from the outfield during skills. Pretty good take on a breaking ball.
Good take. I was just going to say the exact same thing. Good take right there. Didn't flinch on it. Watched it all the way. Didn't offer as it broke off the plate. Good jump on the bases right there. Standing up.
Couple of strikes on him. Stein last fall in October went and played at kind of a seniors-only event as a junior in Jupiter, Florida, and played well. Had 3 hits, couple of walks, got on base half the time in his 4 games.
Good block.
Good block. Runner tries to swipe home plate and can't do so. Took a race down the line. That was a bold effort there, but unable to come on down and score. That was the athletic Eli Willits running out there.
Yeah, Willits making the decision that's in the dirt, going to kick back a little bit, and he's coming hard, but excellent job right there to come in, block the ball, get back to home plate, and apply the tag. Well done.
That's Evan DeMario. There's your point. Why you want as many defensive assignments as you can get. .93 but wide.
And you watch for Swain. Whenever he really tries to rear back and get some more fastball, his head jerks, his front shoulder jerks open, right? It's manufacturing velocity. And when you do that, if you don't keep your front shoulder closed and your delivery in sync, you're gonna just pull it across your body out of the zone, which is what he did right there.
Swain was a part of the perfect game all-star game last year as a junior here at Chase Field. Got him. Ouch. J.D. Stein. That hurts. Load up the bases now. Fighting his command a little bit.
Yeah, he runs away from his arm some, right? The front shoulder flies open and his arm drags behind. And when that happens, when you miss inside to the right-handed hitter, to the arm side of the strike zone. So he's got to keep that front shoulder closed and let the arm work and get out in front. Slow down your body, speed up your arm.
I don't know if I've seen in a collection of high school pitchers here early in this game so much movement.
Yeah, a lot of movement on their pitches, which at times can be hard to command, right? Hard to be able to throw it in the zone. That you want that movement, but you've got to find a way to aim down the middle and let it move from there.
Rush that one to the plate. That one jumps high. So Richie fighting himself a little bit now. He pitched 2 2/3, struck out 5 in that 17U WWBA last week for GBA, his travel team. We join them for an upcoming event in Hoover, Alabama. Mississippi State commit this right-handed pitcher. Ready for it. Line down into the corner. J.D. Stein's going to run for a while. They'll play 1. They'll play 2. They'll play 3. Stein aggressively looking to get to third. Pretty far off the bag. Can he get back? And he can. Now he's on the move again. Showcase baseball game. But in the middle of it all was a great approach by Stein.
Really good at bat. And again, you've got a pitcher missing in. And he didn't flinch. He waited for that pitch to come inside and then rip it down into the left field corner. Well done. The pitch right there did a good job pulling the ball down the line right there, driving in a couple of runs. Good aggressive base running as well. There it is. A home run as well in this inning. Driving it out of the ballpark, and the bat's working for the great team.
be with you all day tomorrow on Perfect Game TV. We'll be with you all week. And again, on July the 2nd, day 2. So, a couple of games. Again, these teams that did all their skills will wrap up their time here by tomorrow afternoon, and then it's a whole new wave of athletes for workouts, Steve.
Just keep putting them through and giving everybody opportunities to showcase their skills.
Joey Senstock dealing with that gifted right arm, Mr. Peralta out there. Big Joe is from Lincoln, Nebraska. As the Brooklyn native misses outside, he's a Nebraska commit. Gives that one a ride out toward left center field. To the alley it goes. It is down. Will roll all the way to the wall. Joey flying out front. Will stop there with the double. Over 100 miles an hour off the bat. It's a double for Joey Senstock.
And fastball velocity down a little bit right now. 90 miles per hour right there. As Peralta not throwing it quite as hard, but did a good job staying behind the baseball, driving it out to the left center field gap. And then taking off around the bases. Good base running as well. Not trying to do too much. Understands, let the rest of the guys behind you get the job done.
And the guys behind you, Preston Yager is one of them. The Wisconsinite, Penn State commit. As that one a little bit up above the zone at 93 miles an hour. He's at Edgewood High School. His coach is Richard Newton. Plays for a good Midwest travel team, GRB Madison Green. Greg Reinhardt, his travel coach. Inside and off the plate. Brian and Ndidi are his parents. If you may, Steve, Preston shared something fun with me. He said our family tradition's a unique one. Every birthday, and he has Alexis and Marshall, his older and then younger sibling, we blow up the number of balloons as the age that we're turning. In the middle of the night, the room is decorated those balloons, and then they wake up with everyone, balloons all over their room. That includes mom and dad. He said additionally, the birthday boy or girl has to wear a funny hat all day long. A family tradition that they keep.
The balloons I love, wearing a funny hat all day, I'm not necessarily in favor of.
I love that he shared that, though. That's
fantastic,
neat.
Yeah.
I have to give my lovely wife credit for that question that I added last year. Do you have any unique family traditions? Some don't answer, which is fine. And some are proud to answer, as Preston did. Stolen base.
And you find out a lot about people. Everybody's a little different, right? So you get a little storyline. You get a sense of the feel for the family.
Yeah, sure, a heavy workload in school, dual credit, so he's already got some, should he go on to college and not sign professionally, he's already got some college credits, and he's just finished his junior year.
Good for him.
1-1. .5 GPA in the classroom, 70 hours of service work, community service. How much does that come up when talking about a young man, the stuff beyond the baseball play?
Oh, I think it's really important. I think because whenever you're going to sign a player, that what separates those that make it and those that don't is what you can't see. Right? You can see everybody's going to be able to run. Everybody's going to be able to throw.
Jammed him. Good pitch. Boy, he drove that one for being jammed, huh?
Sure
wow.
did. Well struck.
That's
Picks
an
up the
RBI.
run. Yeah, well done. Good tracking of the ball out in center field as well. And nice play by Danny Wallace out there running it down. But, once you get into professional baseball, you get skills, right? There's a good piece of hitting right there. Strong, compact swing, driving it. Playing shallow was Wallace in center field, but went back nicely on that. And well done driving in the run and picking up a run for his team.
stolen bag, into the catcher's mitt it goes. But you're right. There are skills here, so you're saying you look at other things.
So everybody's going to be able to run. Everybody's going to be able to throw in pro ball and even in college ball. And what separates is what you can't see is what's in the head and what's in the heart and that commitment. And so you can learn it by some of their experiences that they've done in their life.
Swiped at that time.
I
love getting inside your head about this stuff.
Well, it's really, it is, you don't need all milk drinkers either. You're not going to have everybody who's a perfect person who's going to, and go to bed at 8:30, watch Disney and drink milk. But you also understand that you need people who are going to be committed to work. Because baseball is a tough game. You play, the best thing about it is you play every day. The worst thing about it is you can play every day, right? And it's the best and worst thing. But it's also a day that you need to be able to deal with failure and not hang your head and pout and feel sorry for yourself. You got to fight.
Ethan Moore, a Louisville commit, takes that pitch high. This is a switch hitter from River Forest, Illinois. Oak Park and River Forest High School. Plays for a really good travel team, that hitters travel team. Alumni like Jared Kelnick, who played for hitters. Something about Coach McDonald and recruiting Midwestern guys down to Louisville. He loves the grit. I'd even add Northeasterners. He is unafraid to bring, and look at the success Louisville's had, grinders from the Midwest to Louisville.
Yeah. Well, you get a lot of kids who might have the talent that maybe some of the SEC schools will pass over because they've not played as much baseball. They've not been as well groomed, but there's a lot of room for growth and development if you find the players with the same sort of tools. You can then develop them to compete with the strong SEC programs.
Yeah, Moore ran a 6.860 earlier today. You can see he's just really strong there, too. Number 4 player overall in the state of Illinois. Again, that's a compliment for his play. Ethan Moore, the batter. Nathaniel and Serena, his parents. Dad played college baseball at Southern. Well, double steal works out perfectly. Again, if you've never watched one of these showcase games, you're going to see a lot of this.
Yeah. But I love it. I think that showing off your ability to steal a base and the speed. And, for pitchers, I want you to focus on getting the hitter out. I'd love for you to hold runner, and I'd love for you to be able to do it. And listen, the leadoff first base was huge there. And, Peralta just not too concerned about throwing over right now, as he's really worrying about what he's going to throw to the plate.
What he threw to the plate was tough to deal with. Fouled off.
One of the other things that I would watch is body language. When things don't go well, what do you look like? Because things aren't always going to go well for you when you play this game.
Oh my gosh.
There will be days when the best players, like Gunnar Henderson for the Baltimore Orioles. Gunnar Henderson, raving about him going to be in the home run derby, struck out 4 times. Struck out 4 times in the game yesterday. But you know what? He kept his head up and went out there and made plays defensively.
Trust me, I know he's on my fantasy team. I knew all about that yesterday.
Yeah.
But he's carried me, so I have no complaints. Plus, he's one of ours. He's a PG alum.
Yes.
We loved him here. But you're so right. I mean, I can recall seeing a Bobby Witt come to an event like this and struggle for a day, Yeah,
of course you're going to. It's going to happen to the best players.
Bouncing ball grabbed. Underhanded flip. Nice job defensively there by Peralta.
Good awareness, right? Good awareness to know the runner on second to make sure that they weren't breaking and trying to score on the play. One of the things that many of these players have not dealt with a lot of adversity in their careers. They're the best of the best in their high schools, and, they're all state and elite players and players of the year and that sort of thing. But when you play among these better players, some of the best in the country, you're not going to fare as well all the time. And you've got to show ways to handle that, because it's not dealing with success. It's easy to be a good teammate, a good person when things are going well. What do you do when you're not?
Cameron Beck rolls that one foul. Utah's Cameron Beck. Mountain West Baseball is where he puts that travel ball uniform on for Kevin Keys. He's from Bingham High School in South Jordan, Utah. Lars is his dad, Rebecca his mom, and his two younger sisters are Haley and Marissa. Cameron Beck, 6'3", 215. Had a great year, great high school season, was all-state at the 6A level in Utah. Three and one.
Yeah, Peralta running out of gas right now a little bit out there, and he's more just throwing than pitching right now. Not uncommon.
Well, you put the human side to it, folks, and those of you watching will get this. I know Steve will. Think about it. You can think, well, it's just 2 innings. Oh, my goodness. The amount of emotion, anxiety, even if it's good anxiety, excitement you have leading up to those 2 innings, you're already tired when you get out there.
I mean, even traveling here and then getting here, the anticipation of being here, then being around the other guys, and how do I get comfortable, and who's my go-to person that I have someone to talk to, that I don't feel like I'm standing alone, and a lot goes into it.
Had a good pitch there. It's fouled off. It's kind of backed off a little bit. 92 with some good life.
You don't know whether he's backing off or whether he's running out of it, you know?
Maybe.
And you know, even though we're in a contained environment, he is sweating hard out there right now.
As I think all of us would. Elbow dropped underneath that one that time. It sails high. You asked this young man hitting about his scouting report. He says, and I quote, "I'm a big physical player, 6'3", 215, hit for power and average. My best tool is my bat. My bat speed, bat quickness, that's what separates me. And when pitches get better at bigger tournaments." There's some bat speed there as he gives that one a ride toward left center field. Really nice range, though, pulling that one in. A long run for Danny Wallace, but a nice play. And Wallace puts that one away. Mr. Peralta on the mound out of Brooklyn, New York. A real bright future, a gifted arm. Enjoyed getting to watch him. Future of the game and perfect game events. We've got some great stuff coming up on July 11th. The live broadcast of the 10 and 11U PGI, the 16U WWBA a few days after. Then a couple of great PGIs again, the 12U and 9U. And July 19th, July 27th, we'll be with you. And we'll be exclusively covering two Perfect Games 14U National Showcase. So, a lot of fun on Perfect Game TV. Walter Urban gets the call now. Swain still out there working. Walter, outfielder, is playing center field, playing right field. USC commit from Manhattan Beach, California, and he's in the hole 0-1. Takes that one out of the catcher's mitt, fouls that one off.
Good aggressive swing right there, looking for the fastball. Now finds himself on a hole, though, 0-2.
Plays for GBG, his travel team, Urban. Michael Garcia Parra runs that GBG travel team. Nomar's brother. Good breaking ball. That's strike 3. That's the pitch that, when set up properly, boy, it can be dangerous.
Yeah, he came out throwing strikes this inning, and good breaking ball right there. Started down the middle of the plate, break it to the corner, get him to swing right over the top of it. Well done.
Justin Rompre, Canadian from Quebec, and he takes a strike. Number 4 overall third baseman in Quebec, top 20 player. Still just 16 years old taking on an event like this. Couple of back-to-back breakers and good ones.
Yeah, Swain has come out with a much better feel for the slider this inning. Maybe slowed down those emotions some by sitting in the dugout, waiting, regrouping.
Wanted to throw a changeup that time, spiked it in there.
You know, you watch him throw it, it really is amazing when you think about, watch where his head goes when he lets go of the baseball, and he really jerks it down, and it makes you wonder whether he can even still see the catcher, or whether it's the memory of what he saw looking at the catcher to be able to locate the pitch.
Breaking ball missed up and in that time.
He really jerks his head as he throws it to the plate. When that front shoulder goes, his head jerks with it.
They sold him on a slider. Simple-minded, obviously. A little bit of minor league pitching in my time, but I would think that when it fights you, like when it gets a little bit too aggressive, here is when it's hard for the arm to catch up.
Right, and you know, and it makes you wonder, like you saw his head really move out of the zone there. He's not looking at the plate at some point during that delivery as well.
Boy, it's good stuff with a unique delivery against a talented Canadian. Behind his back. We'll put a runner out there.
So he got off to a good start. Then he's trying to overthrow a little bit right now, right? It looks different. The first few pitches he threw were more controlled, and now it's almost like I got to throw the best pitch I've ever thrown, and just trying to do a little bit too much. He'll learn.
Rompre playing his travel ball for ABC. Played at a 16U event last year at East Cobb. Came on down from Canada and played at that event. Played really well. Ouch, that hurt everyone. Got the catcher, got the hitter. You're exactly right. He was comfortable, confident, maybe flipped the script with a little bit of aggression out there on the mound. He's in his second inning, too.
And look, it's natural, right? With the emotions of everything that you put into it. You want to go out there and do well. You want to make your best pitch. And emotions oftentimes can be a pitcher's worst enemy. That they let the emotions dictate the delivery and the mechanics, and it changes the way that they pitch. They've got to find a way to channel that. Marcus Stroman, we saw his brother earlier. Marcus has a great ability to channel those emotions and not let it mess up his delivery.
That one rides inside. Rompre, the son of Martin and Julie, although as Canadians and French Canadians, it may be Martine to say it properly.
And Julie.
That's exactly right. ABC, by the way, and I should say it clearly, the Academy Baseball of Canada, as he goes down on strikes that time. But Rompre, just 16 years old. What an honor to be invited to this event.
For sure, for sure. And, you know, I think that a lot of kids in the North, you know, don't get a lot of opportunity to play and as much opportunity. So an event like this, to be able to play against some of the better players in the game, gives him a chance to try to gauge where he is in his own development.
From a Canadian, and a really good one, 16 years old, to a 16-year-old Puerto Rican athlete, Enrico Carrion. 1-0 the count to the young man who is a catcher by trade, plays at Puerto Rico Baseball Academy. Number 3 catcher in Puerto Rico, as ranked by Perfect Game. Runnels will give it a go. They do so on a good breaking ball, double steal. Carry on earlier today, and I'm always amazed by this, threw 80 from the crouch. 80 from behind the plate. Blows me away at a 1.9 pop time.
At 16 years old.
That breaking ball misses outside.
Right? I mean, pretty amazing.
So the interesting thing, too, look at this frame. It's like Grindlinger that we talked about earlier, and you look at his picture on the website, and you could sense that he has just become in amazing shape.
Yeah, right.
Probably
right.
wanted to get bigger as he got older.
Yeah.
Now just tightened up.
Losing some of the baby fat a little bit.
Wow. Really good shape. Good fastball, but it's outside. Pop that catcher, Smith. DeMario is still behind the plate. He'll catch 3 total innings, catching a couple of innings now and then later on in the 9th inning.
Carry on. No way he shaves yet. No way. There's no way he shaves yet. Babyface young man out there. Love it.
Put a runner out there, and now he'll deal with the fastball. And 1 strike. His dad, Luis, carry on. He's had a chance to play some travel ball here in the northern 48 for Cameron Maben along the way, who's doing some travel ball coaching.
Do a little work with Cameron at MLB Network. Great guy to be around. Love him.
Kind of infectious. Has that energy
really
like you. Like you guys both, just big energy for the game. 1-2 the count. It's funny in a game like this when Steve sits to my right, you'll never hear us talk strategy one time, which is such a big part of a baseball game.
Right.
It's a different kind of analysis.
Some different type of game right here, right? This is about the kids and you know, trying to perform and improving and learning as they go.
Just lively. That looked like that one was just pulled. My goodness. I know he's frustrated with himself, but what a bright future. A lot of life, good breaking ball when he commanded it. Some of your thoughts?
Absolutely, yeah. No, listen, he's got a lively arm with some good movement. He's going to have to clean up the mechanics a little bit, but he can do that. He's athletic on the mound as well, and he does have that ability to be aggressive in the zone with quality stuff.
Hey there, Chase Field. Stephen Darren back. Vegas baby onto the mound, and a chance to get to know a very talented right-handed pitcher for Coach Chef, Coach Malm at Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas. That's where Tyler Whitaker played. This is his younger brother, James Whitaker. His older brother, Tyler, third-round pick a couple of years ago, the Houston Astros out of Bishop Gorman. Now it's younger brother's time to shine.
Yeah, committed to LSU, so going to a quality program as well, but smooth, easy delivery. Big, strong-looking young man, for sure. Right over the top with his stuff. And looks like he's got some presence out there.
The first man he deals with is a Kentuckian. It's Caleb Ricks, #1 outfielder in the state of Kentucky. Heard a lot about Whitaker. Have yet to see him pitch in person. Excited to see who he is. He goes right to work with a good fastball. Nice giddy up at 92 miles an hour. Rex, good speed. And he takes a strike over the inside corner. Earlier today, Caleb ran a 6.60, threw 85 miles an hour from the outfield. Sold him on a fastball, but it's high. Trent Grindlinger works behind the plate now. You've got Vegas pitching to Southern California. That's the Battery Mates.
Good pitch. Change-up. Right-handed pitcher. Change-up to right-handed hitter. Interesting move there. Want to see what kind of breaking ball maybe he has.
Trent sold him on a fastball.
You keep missing up in the zone. You want to slow your body down and let the arm get out in front a little bit more to be able to pull the ball down in the zone.
Boy, 3-2 changeup, doctor.
Yeah, good pitch. Really good pitch. I mean, it dropped right at the bottom of the strike zone. Obviously, a lot of comfort with this changeup right here. And you see it there, the same mechanics delivery as the fastball. Rick's out in front, fooled on the pitch. They get the strike 3.
JoJo Parker. We see JoJo hit for the second time out of Purvis, Mississippi, as the fastball runs up and away. So interesting, Whitaker shared his scouting report, and he shares fastball and plus changeup. Literally, those are his words. Deception, control, and athleticism. He said power fastball changeup combination. Inside, extreme confidence, I'll throw in. Velocity increases later in the game. Changeup can be devastating as I tunnel it.
Good run on the two-seam fastball right there as well. So we've seen the fastball at 92, the two-seamer, the sinker at 90, and then the changeup right here. Now he went fastball again.
There's already a fun little ebb and flow back and forth with Trent working behind the plate. JoJo doubled, by the way, back in the second inning.
There's the changeup. And so interesting, didn't talk in his own scouting report about his breaking ball. And we've not seen one here at all either. And so from a development point of view, I want to find something that he can spin to add to be a third pitch so he can be a starting pitcher.
Left that changeup up, and it's lifted foul.
You know, a slider that he could bury down to the back foot of the left-handed hitter, where he's got pitches that then dissect the plate. The changeup moves away, the slider moves in, and the fastball can go up and down.
Fastball, Parker ready for it, lines it into left field. Boy, he's had a good showcase. Had a really good BP. We talk about the athleticism. The man from Purvis, Mississippi, pulls one into the pool on a bounce and then goes the other way.
Yeah, has really good balance on that. And you know, he waited back a little bit and drove that ball into left field, and almost his back foot kind of slid forward a little bit, but he maintained his balance and kept his hands back to be able to get the bat head to the ball.
That's an impressive at bat.
Really good at bat.
Landon Schaefer. He spun one that time. It bounces, goes to the backstop. All right, he pulled that one out of his quiver.
Yeah.
But in his words, in his descriptions, he didn't share one at all.
Did not, no. And so I think it speaks to his confidence level in it. Right? He talked about what makes him a solid pitcher, and it's not the breaking stuff yet. Doesn't mean it can't be, and it doesn't mean he doesn't need it.
Runs that one up and in on his hands. Male Student Athlete of the Year at Bishop Gorman. All-state academic team in the state of Nevada at Bishop Gorman as well. And he's a really, really strong, and we'll share it down the road on one of our features, this man, an amazing artist.
Wow.
An amazing really, when you put a pencil in his hand, he's incredibly creative, this pitcher. That one is up and in.
He's going to have to get creative with the breaking ball. And, you know, the reason you don't always throw right-handed pitchers, throw a right-handed hitter a changeup, is that if you fool him and he starts to open up the right-handed hitter at the plate, the one pitch you can hit is the ball down and in. And so you kind of throw it into his wheelhouse when you throw a right-handed hitter or a changeup as a right-handed pitcher. That's why generally the changeup is more effective against the opposite-handed hitter. So a right-handed pitcher is very effective with a changeup to a left-handed hitter because it breaks down and away as the hitter is fooled and pulls open. And the same thing for a left-handed pitcher. The changeup's more effective against a right-handed hitter.
Landon Schaefer had a sac fly and an RBI last time up. He's got another RBI. That's a rocket shot, 94 off the bat. He'll hurry on around into second base. What quick hands to the zone that time.
Very quick hands and that ability really to swing the bat and hustle out of the batter's box. Good, strong stride as well. You're seeing speed, the ability to hit for average, hitting from line to line. We've seen these guys in batting practice hit for some power. And Schaefer coming up with a big double right there. Out of the box, he's hustling, cuts the corner well. Parker coming around and scoring easily from second base on the double.
Gabe Grollo reached on a miscue, scored a run, stole a base last time up. Gabe with another chance. Takes that one right out of the catcher's mitt and fouls it off. Whitaker's mom is Sharon. Dad is Joe. It's got to be fun to have an older brother you can bounce off questions about what's the draft like, what's pro ball like, what are you learning? Swing and a miss. Whitaker originally from the South, loves SEC sports. Went to an LSU baseball camp his freshman year. There within lied the fit. Loves the opportunity down the road to play for Jay Johnson and be at LSU.
There's that changeup again. Good take by Grollo.
There's a breaking ball and a good one. A real good one. That one started knee high and was shoe top high away.
Yeah, nice job fielding his position as well on the weak comebacker. The runner was breaking, and he did a good job trying to stop him at second base. And I don't know whether they would have had a play if it was a swing and miss or not, but he did a good job trying to stop the runner, getting the moving lead off of second base.
Ty Thompson one more time, the middle infielder, for his second at bat. Tennessee commit.
There's a breaking ball. See, I like throwing it on the first pitch of the at-bat. Even if you're not confident for it for an out pitch, you put it in the hitter's mind that you have it.
Far enough away to plate a run. What good heads-up base running there, just taking off immediately, streaking Landon Schaefer.
I have been so impressed by the base running, and what's interesting is in Major League Baseball today, the base running is horrible. It's really bad. The lack of anticipation, and I've seen kids anticipating balls in the dirt here so quickly, making moves to break for bases. Excellent base running. Well taught in amateur baseball today.
Hear that, folks? That's good news, all you youngsters out there. Now, when you make it to the highest level, keep that same edge and focus. Look to gamble and grab a bag. Clean bases, though, for Whitaker as he drops that one right down the middle. Thompson plays for Artillery Baseball. Really good scout team. Northeastern-based, but players from all over the country. A lot of players from Michigan and in the Midwest for Ajay Vulameri's Artillery scout team. And he's a Tennessee commit. Is committed to the team that won the national championship.
Pretty good program, huh?
A really good program. Flips that one up into the seats. Simple-minded thought, but this has got to be such a thrill for a lot of these athletes to be down here playing on a major league field.
I mean, I remember for myself, when I was in high school and I was a two-sport player, but I had already signed a scholarship to play at Northwestern to play football. But I was going around, went to Tiger Stadium, but invited down to Riverfront as well, and for workouts there, and it was a dream come true.
It all changes, and I know that this third deck is empty today, and so is the second, but it all changes when you walk into a ballpark with a third deck.
Yeah, I got to tell you, even for players that play in the minor leagues when they get to the big leagues, it's different because there's not the third deck at most minor league stadiums.
Inside corner, got the call that time. Whitaker pulls himself together. Enjoying these talented athletes, especially that big swing there. And on the move, Landon Schaefer turned it loose. From that moment on, it was aggressive base running. As a matter of fact, come on down as he scored. 6-6, our number. Get to know a new pitcher, a talented pitcher, and his name is Connor Hamilton. Now, he is Canadian. He is from Georgetown, Ontario, but makes his home as far as his academics go right now at Montgomery Bell Academy in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, he may stay in Nashville for quite some time. Canes national team is travel team, and he's a Vanderbilt commit.
Great program there at Vanderbilt, and they're looking to get back on track after a couple down years, and Hamilton looking to be some part of that solution.
Montanez.
Hello. Hello, 94 easy.
Looks at 94 right off the fingertips.
And that's if he gets to Vanderbilt, right?
From a sinker the next time, Liam C. Montanez out of Puerto Rico, Leadership Christian Academy. He's an uncommitted athlete, so this is a wonderful opportunity for him. He threw out a few schools that interest him: Alabama, Auburn, Miami, Florida State, and this is a great chance to be invited to take part in this. Plays for that Ghost national travel team. They are tied to the artillery travel team we talked about earlier. That'll do it. 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, this is some kind of arm right here, huh? And I'll tell you what, Hamilton has got an electric arm, and it's easy out of his hand. Great frame on the mound. You see his finished position. He keeps his eyes on the catcher's glove the entire way through the delivery, commanding his stuff, and has a presence on the mound.
96 again as he fires a strike to Mateo Noto out of Brooklyn, New York. Another Brooklynite. This is fun. Team Elite Scout team. And an Indiana commit, Mateo. Ready for that one. It's a high fly ball, center field. Tough pitch to drive, though. Letter high at 95 miles an hour, and he is erased.
Yeah, really tough, right, to get a level swing on that pitch up in the zone. And, it's interesting. When I was watching batting practice today, we saw some kids hit some balls out of the ballpark, some home runs. But the launch angles, we talked about it in the first game. I mean, I saw launch angles of 50 degrees, 60 degrees. That's kids just trying to hit home runs, hit out of the ballpark. And especially if you're going to come in a game trying to get high fastballs, it can be very hard to level that swing off when you've got that kind of a launch angle going at it.
Another big chance for Vince Farrell, an uncommitted athlete. Plays for the Scorpions travel team. Same holiday-led program. If you're playing for the Scorpions, you're teammates with Ethan Holiday, the #1 player in the land. Hope to have him in attendance at some point during this national showcase. 3-0 the count to Vince.
Pretty good baseball family, the Holiday family. From dad down to his 2 sons coaching and playing in the big leagues, and now his grandsons.
I got a kick out of a couple of years ago interviewing Ethan, hearing everyone talk about that Ethan was the better prospect to come. Like he was on his way behind Jackson. And then Jackson went 1-1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pitch just off the plate at 93 miles an hour.
Different body types, though, between Ethan and Jackson. Right? Jackson about 6 feet tall, and Ethan 6'3", 6'4".
Took that one out of the catcher's mitt. Runner will be sent back.
I was in Orioles camp in spring training and interviewed Jackson.
Thoughts?
And he was playing ping pong in the clubhouse, in the Orioles clubhouse in spring training against Heston Kierstad. Kierstad now up in the big leagues and really swinging the bat well, a hot bat. And Jackson was playing ping pong left-handed. I'm like, why are you playing left-handed? He goes, just the way I play. I don't know. I'm like, well, most people that are right-handed would play with their right hand. He's playing left-handed.
It's that hard on the ground, but a chance to turn a couple. And you only need one, though, to end the inning. And that's all they have. Farrell hit it hard on the ground, and a big arm. We're getting to see a really big arm from Hamilton.
Really good arm, explosive fastball that he can command, move it around the strike zone, right? Control is throwing balls instead of strikes. Command is throwing it in the zone where you want to, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Go ahead and hit that QR code. We love what we do here at Perfect Game TV. It's the future of the game, and it has been for a long, long time, since 2020 when we were born. But you need it on your smart TV. You need it on your tablet. You certainly need it on your phone as well. Hit that QR code. It's Perfect Game TV. Get that new app and go ahead and enjoy the future of the baseball. And as it grows and grows, we're honored to be bringing it to you. Mr. Whitaker again. And he goes right back to work at 92 miles an hour.
Yeah, and I like that it get right back in the strike zone. And that's, when you regroup and come out there. And what we've seen is a lot of times after a tough inning, they come back out in the first couple of batters. Maybe they get back in the zone, but if something doesn't go right, then they try to miss bats again to make the perfect pitch. There's the breaking ball. I like that he's trying to throw that. And you got to show it. You got to show it to the coaches. You got to show it to the scouts that it's in there. And it's up to them to develop it. Got him with a changeup right there and a hit by pitch.
Put a runner out there at first for Charlie Wortham, the hitter.
I would tell you that anytime they need a runner, they're calling for somebody, I'll run out there and take that base running opportunity. It's a rep. It's a chance for me to show what I can do to steal a base. I can go first to third. I can score from first on a double. I can read a ball in the dirt. I would take every opportunity when they call for a runner. Give me a helmet. I'll get out there.
Isn't that interesting? It's JoJo Parker, who has had one of the better days offensively for anybody in this game. Doubled over the right field wall and singled to left. Now he's running.
Yeah. the gym rat, right? The baseball rats are out there.
Mississippi State commit from Missouri, Charlie Wortham. A little snap throw because he's oh so aggressive. Charlie doubled last time up. Had an opportunity to end an inning in the first inning. He's got a couple of innings behind the plate here ahead of him. High drive, well struck, shy of the track. Pretty well stroked to the right field side.
Yeah, he hit that ball well, but great jump, by the way, by JoJo Parker at first base, trying to get that stolen base. Now, he was able to pick up where the ball went. I would like him to peek a little bit while he's going if he can to avoid a potential double play, but great jump.
Crew Hunefeld pounds that one off the pan, steps on the bag. Beautiful play. Second base turning that one over. J.D. Stein. Oh my goodness.
Great play. Good feet. Good feet. Infielder's good feet. We've seen him running the bases. Excellent feet. Comes in, reads it. As soon as it hits the dirt, you got to come get it. He gets it on the big hop, goes to the bag. Quick release. They get the double play. Well done.
Perfect Games National Showcase. So it's interesting when you take a look at the player breakdown. 23 left side infielders in the top 50. Just one catcher and two pitchers inside the top 15. So it's interesting how many shortstops are here and how many shortstops are highly thought of in this class.
Yeah, I tell you what, and the athletes and look, when you draft a shortstop, you know that if he fails at shortstop, you can move him to second. You can move him to third. You can move him to the outfield. There's a lot of versatility that can come with a guy. So when typically like the best athletes, the best players on teams end up at shortstop at the high school level. So not a surprise that we've got a high number of those shortstops here today.
Connor Hamilton, excited to see him go back to work. That zippy fastball at 92, right under the swing of Eli Willits, the Oklahoma commit.
You can understand why he's a top pursuit for Vanderbilt with this kind of arm.
Showed him a changeup, 1-1 the count. Hamilton's mom is Ann, dad is Chris. And this right-hander also, as he misses high, wanted to point out that his dogs are Paloma and Cooper. Please mention them. I love that. Sorry, Megan and Michael, your siblings. I mentioned you after the pups. He talks about it like we have a lot of athletes. We talked about it earlier with Mays, the catcher. He misses home. He misses time with his family, his mom, and he realizes it's been a sacrifice to make the move to Tennessee to play baseball. Talking about Hamilton.
Sure.
So let me give you a couple of pitchers that he learns from and love your thoughts. He said there's two guys I love watching and learn from him. Tyler Glasnow and Joe Kelly. Different kinds of pitchers.
Yeah, interesting. But body type a lot like a Joe Kelly.
Yikes. That had late life to it.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting swings and misses with his fastball. Right, that tells you that the pitcher's got quality stuff. Is going to be a strikeout guy. When you understand getting swings and misses with breaking stuff, but when you get swings and misses with your fastball in the zone, it means you've got overpowering stuff. There's deception. There's spin. Very effective.
So that one, 18.5 inches. The cool scouts use that word vert, which means vertical movement. 18.5 inches, which gives the perception of it rising when it comes to the plate.
Right. It fights gravity. You know, as a hitter, you see so many fastballs that are treated by gravity in the same way, that they decline at the similar rate. When a guy has extraordinary spin rate, effectively what it does is it fights against the pressures of gravity, and it keeps the ball from dropping as much as it might normally do. It gives the perception of rising because it's just not dropping the way your eyes normally pick up that pitch as it's coming to the plate.
Peoples, the Georgia commit, fouls that one off at home plate. A fastball at 93.
They talked last year that the Rangers were actually taking at bats thinking that I'm going to swing above the ball in order to try to manage against the great spin rates that are out there.
Wow. Nasty, big dive to that one. They call it a sinker up on the board. Could that have been a changeup?
Yeah, it had a serious drop to it.
Either way, the bottom fell out. That was a good-looking pitch. Really good-looking pitch. Peoples, that's one of the best players in the country in Ty Peoples, Georgia commit. And he made quick work of him there with that pitch. That was kind of a fun look. We caught him peeking, basically. Hamilton threw that pitch and immediately turned around to look at the metrics.
Yeah.
Boy, he's got another great hitter to deal with in Parker. Willits, Peoples, and Parker, this top three of the order, really strong. Jacob Parker, the number 15 overall player in the nation, number 5 outfielder.
Oof. That is a good-looking pitch. That slider right there. I mean, just right, the zone where he started it, right on the inside corner, broke it off the plate. Parker did not chase. It was a really good take, but a well-executed pitch.
And right back to 93 miles an hour as it rises at the plate. Both Jacob and Joseph Parker have been really good. This has been a good day for the Parker brothers. Fraternal twins, not identical twins, but very close. Matter of fact, I asked, as that changeup misses, I asked Jacob who his favorite player to watch play is. And, you know, guys gave major leaguers and different players. He said, my brother. I love watching my brother fantastic. Play. Tries to square that one up. Gives it a ride out to left center field still. Carries 95 off the bat. But the ballpark holds it in a long run out there by Steven Chukka. And a nice play, 95 off the bat. But again, a really bright future for the man who is a Vanderbilt commit from Canada, Mr. Hamilton. Good stuff. 6-6 here at PG National. Kaden Croll. He is from Valparaiso, Indiana goes to Valparaiso High School. That's not too far from Chicago geographically if you're in Valpo. High school coach is Todd Evans. Plays for that Canes national team. That means you're good. Also plays for the Indiana Bulls, and he's a Notre Dame commit. We can look at a left-hander.
I like that. Good athletic-looking body on the mound right there. Room to grow and project. Little herky-jerky movement to that delivery.
Croll won a state championship this year at Valparaiso High School. He wants to go ahead and win one this upcoming year. Grow his GPA in the classroom. Initially a commit to Louisville, and after decommitting in August, Notre Dame was the right fit for him. Jim and Natalie, his parents, and it's just the three of them. As 92 hits the outside corner to Evan DeMario, a catcher from Lee Summit, Missouri, and a Mizzou commit. Ouch, goodness. Oh, boy. Down there in the ankle area.
He's a catcher. He's a catcher.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Rub a little dirt on it.
He's going to walk that off. That was 90. 90 off the ankle.
Was flush as well. But you know what? I mean, listen, when you've got this opportunity for an at-bat at a showcase, national showcase event like this, you don't want to give that at-bat to somebody else. You want to take it. And so, you know, they'll grind it out and try to stay in there and battle his way through it. Now, the shame would be if you throw him another breaking ball down and in right there. Would be not fair.
Takes a hack at that one. He's still trying to put weight on it and get comfortable with it. Yeah, if I'm him, if I crawl inside his head, I'm looking to just put a good pass on the baseball. If I can't run, I'm not worried about it. Yeah. Let's just put a good swing on it.
For sure.
Still trying to get comfortable, Evan is. You're right, he is a catcher. And he's done a nice job defensively behind the plate.
He has.
Had a pitch up and out of the zone. Chased that one, and he'll go maybe get some ice on it before he goes back to work. We hope he's all right so he can grind it through tomorrow as well. But he got cleaned pretty good in that ankle. Steven Chukka has played all over. Left, center. He'll play some right as well. Pretty aggressive hack. Right back to the screen it goes. If you watched earlier, he wraps that bat around behind his helmet.
He does. He's hung in tough on the left-hander, though. These left-on-left matchups, always interesting. Croll making the runner stop. That's Parker off second base. Just understanding, trying to get that walking lead, making him come to a stop so he doesn't steal.
Steven backs out of there. That pitch high and tight. I'm a little bit jealous of Croll and his family tradition, I have to admit, Kaden. That one's popped foul. I asked, hey, any family traditions that you guys have? He said, simply put, I love going to Disney, and we go every year. I have to admit, I'm quite a young at heart person as it pertains to going to the amusement parks. Not everybody. I respect those that don't want to. I'm 54 going on 14 as that goes. And so Croll gets to take advantage of that as he zips it to the backstop. His guy, Chris Sale. He said, I love watching Chris Sale pitch.
Yeah, I get it. Lefty and lefty, liking the big left-hander. Different delivery than Chris Sale and different body type, but got to love the quality ace left-hander. Chris Sale, what a rejuvenation this year, what he's doing for the Atlanta Braves. My goodness.
A new life for Sale in Atlanta and a wonderful fit. Breaking ball, it's lifted foul. 3-year varsity player, so freshman, sophomore, junior made his varsity team, Croll, and all conference all 3 years, all area all 3 years, and a couple of years ago he was all state. Twice his team's MVP, and a good basketball player. Had a 30-point game this year.
Wow.
Talking about Kroll, the pitcher. All right, put your Scouts hat on. You like dual sport, three-sport guys?
Oh, absolutely. I know there's so much specialization today, and I get it that when you don't commit to everything with one sport, the coaches make you feel guilty. You feel like we're not doing the right thing, that somebody's going to pass us by. But I tell you, I don't buy it for a second.
Breaking ball inside corner. That's strike 3.
Good breaking ball right there. It took a battle, but tough pitch. But I just think that there's something that every sport delivers and gives you. Good breaking ball in the inside corner. Locked them up, gave up on the pitch, and got the called strike. But every sport teaches you something different. You know, and I played 3 sports coming up. My boys all played multiple sports, and I just think that every sport gives you something different that will make you better in the other sport. There's something about football that teaches a level of grit and toughness, and when you think you don't have anything more, you've got more to give. There's something about baseball that teaches you how to deal with failure and adversity. And when you fail 7 out of 10 times and you're still good, you got to know what to do with the 7 out of 10. What are you going to do with it? There's something about basketball that you can be this relentless player and defender out there that works in every other sport.
And in my time, it's been about a decade, I've been lucky enough to be in this space covering this age elite athlete. And I've seen the diversity of multi-sports grow. There are swimmers now that play baseball. There are wrestlers that are also baseball players. Hockey, certainly when you go to the great Midwest, certainly football, basketball, it's very, very common. You know, you see some guys that'll run track and not just run for speed, but triple jumpers, pole vaulters. It's been fun to see the diversity of athletes.
Absolutely. And I think that, certain sports are easier to build team camaraderie. When you play football and basketball, it is about teamwork all around. And baseball doesn't always bring that out. It is important, right? You can't do everything without anybody on the field. But I think that I've seen that players that have played other sports are great teammates in baseball, better than guys sometimes who only play baseball and are just worried about their own performance during the course of a game or a showcase event or some other competition.
Nice job working behind home plate, throwing his body around back there. That's Montañez who's catching this inning. He caught in the first and the second inning. Anyway, what got us out on that discussion is the man on the mound, a good basketball player. He's dealing with Max Murray. Swings right through that one. A couple of strikes on him. And by the way, with the walk, which put the courtesy runner out there at first, that means Max knows he'll only see fastballs. 'Tis the rules.
Kroll just overthrowing a little bit, trying to do a little bit too much.
Murray says in the next 12 months, he'd like to add 15 pounds, lean muscle. He's currently 205. He'd love to be 220 by the time the season starts, but also get faster at the same time. He said, I'd like to continue to, at that size, run about a 6'8", 60. And he said, lastly, a goal I've had since I played multiple sports, football, basketball, volleyball, was to be the best teammate communicator. That's what you said. I think it helps me beyond baseball. He just basically answered what you just answered.
Yeah, for sure. Right. And look, for all of these kids, they love the game and they want to play at the highest level, whatever that level is for them. But at some point, we're not playing baseball anymore. We have to do other things. And everything that you've learned from sports and from academics and from being a classmate and a teammate comes into play with whatever that ends up being your career in the long run.
So his multiple sports, and maybe he's focused now on just one, but up till very recently, football, basketball, and volleyball.
Yeah,
all
interesting.
Three.
Volleyball too, right? That's a whole different level of grit and toughness and quickness. And right, even it's not only the characters and the character and value that you learn, but it's also the skills. There's something about playing basketball when you're defending somebody and have to move quickly to move your feet and shuffle that's going to make you a better baseball player from the athletic point of view of it all. And, that ability to push through and be tough in football and when things aren't going well or you hurt a little bit. But you can understand that you know what, you can play with a little bit of pain. As long as it's not an injury, you can play with pain. You don't have to come out of a game. We've seen some guys take some foul balls, some hit by pitches and stay in here and push through all of that.
Fouls that one off. We've had a chance to talk about Max because the at-bat has been so lengthy. He chose Central Florida as someone who lives in the area because he wanted to play in his hometown. And he said, and I quote, UCF introduced me about the concept of being a hometown hero, and I bought in. I want to stay home. I want to play in the Big 12.
I love it.
As he fouls that one off. And he described it very well. He said the idea that UCF was joining the Big 12 and has never made it to Omaha, that's actually exciting to me.
Mm-hmm. Be part of building something. Got to respect that.
He said when the staff was replaced, Tom stayed and Norberto Lopez joined. And then, of course, Rich Wallace and Drew Thomas. He said the coaching staff made a lot of sense to me. And as long as this at-bat has gone on, we'll be able to tell his whole life story.
Let me tell you what, he is really battling here. Left on left, hanging in there. I mean, he's seen everything but the kitchen sink so far and been able to continue to battle. And with every pitch that the hitter sees during the course of a matchup like this, they're one pitch closer to the pitcher making a mistake and getting something they can take advantage of.
He did not go around. The at-bat goes on.
You know what? I good, mad respect for the umpire right there. In some other at-bats that might have been a strike, but with the battle that this is put on right here, I think that is acknowledging that Murray's earned that outer third of the plate, just off the plate.
Spoils it. So this gives me a chance to share a tradition. Family tradition, matching PJs right around Christmas. All the siblings would go to Bass Pro Shops on Black Friday. All the cousins take a picture with Santa. We don't do much shopping. It's the picture, then the family meal.
I love it. Fantastic.
1-2 the count. There's more if he extends. They got him. Finally, what a battle for Max
Good
Murray.
battle. Both the pitcher, Croll and Murray. Nice job.
Exhale, Mr. Kroll. You finally, he says, wow, that guy wouldn't go away. PG National. Wood. Athleticism, firing, looks like in an outfield drill that time. This is a gifted pitcher and 49th ranked overall, top 10 pitcher. You can see what he did at the WWBA. Struck out 7 2 2/3. That's just about every out being a strikeout. He's a Tennessee commit. They got him out of Lee's Summit, Missouri. We get to take a look at this gifted arm.
Yeah, looking forward to watching him throw a little bit here. And big, strong young man on the mound.
Really good athlete, by the way, when you think about Wood for a couple of years of high school, this dual sport thing about to rear its head again. He was an all-state wide receiver for a couple of years as well.
Love that. And right athleticism. He can jump. He can run. He can take a hit. And now he doesn't give up hits.
If all goes according to plan, that's exactly how it'll go. Here's what he says about himself. 3-pitch mix, tight slider, changeup. Kills at the plate, not much spin, vertical and horizontal movement, four-seam fastball with movement up in the zone. Those are his words about his stuff.
That's pretty good stuff.
Brock Silvers is first, and he takes high, 93. 1-0 the count to Brock. Two 2-0 the count, again at 93 miles an hour.
If you've committed to a school and that school goes on and wins the national championship, you've got to be as excited as all of the players who actually played in it.
And Coach Tony and his bunch. With firing body to the plate with that slider, but tunneled it, and that's a good pitch.
Yeah, a little backup slider right there. Kind of spun, but it kind of moved into the hitter some. Still an effective pitch. Another backup slider. It's interesting. It's spinning, but it's kind of moving into the hitter. So sometimes you get around it a little bit. Turk Wendell, one of my former pitchers, throw a lot of backup sliders.
Good late dive for that fastball as it dives low, though. And they'll put a runner out there at first. And now it'll just be fastballs with a couple of strikes. On the batter, Brock Silvers, the Idaho native. He's hung right around 93 with all of his fastballs. Tyler Wood, Lee Summit West High School. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Throw sails just a little bit. Mays has to bounce out of the way. The catcher behind home plate.
Got the strikeout on the pitch there, chasing the high fastball. Did Silvers.
Trent Grindlinger gets a chance now for the second time. The Huntington Beach Oiler. Huntington Beach High School. He serves that one foul off to the right side. We were speaking about him earlier. Older brother playing college baseball. Charleston Southern. Younger brother, his teammate at Huntington Beach, a left-handed pitcher, number 2 player in the land. Benji Maduri is the head coach at Huntington Beach High School. Does such a wonderful job. They've had donors through the years. It's a public school, so not able to pull funds together through endowments, but they have got a beautiful locker room, a beautiful, beautiful field. They've got a lot to be proud of at Huntington Beach High School.
That's great. A lot of good baseball played in California. Growing up in Michigan, I was always envious of not being in California, Texas, and Florida. And, you know, we'd get in our, 18 games a spring.
Bobbles it and then recovers. Finds it out front. Little flip to first base. Got that uncomfortable contact he was seeking. Then a nice play in the end. We get Silvers. Then he gets Trent.
Yeah, coming right back at him right here and topped it into the ground and, panicked a little bit, but kept himself under control. Had a little more time even once he picked it up that he didn't have to sort of sling it over there. But again, that's experience and remembering that you've got time and space and where are you. But sometimes the game speeds up on you a little bit. And certainly the higher the competition, the more time it takes for you to slow the game down for yourself.
Danny Wallace grounded out to the right side last time up. After August 1st, when he could receive phone calls from coaches falling under the new recruiting rules, he said, my commitment came pretty quick. August 3rd, by then I was committed to Oklahoma State. As he rolls that one out, back behind the bag at second. Wheeling and dealing out there. Oh, baby. What a fun play. Hello, Ty Kennedy.
Really well done. Nice feet. Ranging to his left, knowing that the speed down the line, very good by Wallace. And Kennedy ranging over, looking to play it over to the left, comes over, feels the ball, spins, accurate throw, picks up the first baseman. Well done.
game certainly for the scouts and for the coaches, but you can see some of what has gone on. Trevor Gottsagen blazing with the 6'3", William Patrick a 6'3", and also Ezra Essex and Brandon Logan hanging sub 6'4". Congratulations. Look at Jaden Stroman, who's like 6'3", running that one. And then some outfield arm times. Jason Delamar, Danny Wallace, both 97, and there's Jaden Stroman.
Wow, pretty impressive. When you talk about 96, 97 miles per hour, those are some great arms. And we've seen those so far in these games been showing off a little bit as well. Pretty impressive.
Infield numbers, there's that Stroh kid again.
Yeah, well, his brother's a pitcher and a Duke commit as well, like his brother was. In Manny Lantigua, we saw him. Excellent arm. Jack Wheeler, solid game at third base today in his day of play.
Here's Big Wade Shelley. Webb, Alabama, Auburn Tiger commit. Croll back out there, the left-hander working on the bump.
See if Croll can't get himself in the zone more consistently this inning.
Exactly what you asked for, and a little bit of life to it at 91.
You know, now that was just free and easy. It wasn't overthrowing. He wasn't grunting and trying to do too much. Just throw it to the zone. Play catch with the catcher.
That's exactly what he did. And you know what was fun about that one is that's where the catcher, in this case, Carry-On, wanted that pitch. He wanted an elevated fastball. He hit his spot.
Hit right there, right? And he had a rhythm to the way that he's pitching. You saw him go up with it. He did. Really the unhittable fastball, the higher than high fastball, eye level, very difficult with any sort of a launch angle that a hitter has to catch up to that ball.
Ty Kennedy, the middle infielder, he'll actually get to play some third near the end of this game. Ty struck out first time up.
Great play at shortstop last inning.
Ended up with the pirouette, trying to just settle himself. He figured that was the best way to get squared up toward the bag. It's funny when you look at a pure, raw athlete, the things that the body will tell them to do. Or most of us human beings that are not like Ty Kennedy would fall over trying to make a move like that.
Right. Croll trying to go change up right there. Add that into the arsenal. Just didn't have the feel for the release point on it.
Ty sees that one sail high, and they'll put a runner out there.
Don't know that I love a 2-0 changeup when you haven't thrown it much in the game, you know, and then, you know, you go 3-0 right there, and then you try to overthrow a fastball. And again, it's, you know, these are kids calling pitches for kids right now. And, you know, a lot of times in college programs, the coaches will call pitches from the dugout.
By the way, Kennedy shared with us as he hits that he has been nicknamed the Magician, and he said humbly, because I play some pretty good defense. And I tell you, the Magician was appropriate watching the play a moment ago. Fun nickname. We snuck that fastball right by him.
I want a nickname like that. That's a good one.
Ty just got a piece, but who do you love to watch, Ty? I asked. He said, I love watching Mookie Betts. He isn't a big physical guy, which is similar to me, and he can impact the game in so many ways. He said, the athleticism is off the charts, and I love watching it.
And Mookie Betts is shortstop now, too. So when he's back playing, I'm sure they can't wait for him to get back in the mix there in L.A.
Kennedy hanging around.
And I think the thing for those viewing and watching this right now, some of these young players are going to be major league players. You're going to see some of these guys playing in the major leagues. I mean, many of the guys that have played there now or playing in the major leagues now have been some part of the Perfect Game program along the way.
That one is high and inside. This Perfect Game National Showcase, a rich history of alum. 620 have gone to the major leagues from this event.
Wow.
I'll throw a few at you just for fun, folks. Chris Bryant, Walker Buehler, Buster Posey, Manny Machado, Lindor, Freeman, Correa, Votto, Stroman, Holder. That one lined toward right center field. Let's watch Kennedy run. This will be fun. Really both flying around the bases all the way to the base of the wall. Kennedy looks over his shoulder. He's heading to third with a head first slide. It's 3 bags for Ty Kennedy.
Good piece of hitting right there. Got a pitch out over the plate, and he hit it where it was pitched, driving it into right center field. Good piece of hitting right there. Thinking 3 out of the batter's box. That's how triples get made. The first step out of the batter's box, you're thinking, I'm going 3 right there. Hits it out into the gap. The outfielders turn their backs on you. You know you've got a real shot at third base. Good job getting in there, getting a low 5 from the third base coach.
Miles Mays with a chance now. The switch hitter turns around and bats right-handed. We were talking about Miles earlier. The Texan off to Virginia to play baseball at PDG Academy, Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Baltimore Orioles have a Class A affiliate in Fredericksburg. Sure, they get a look at him down there.
And he gets to take advantage of that fine facility. It's that ballpark where his team, his academy, is able to work out. They're able to play their games and practice. So a wonderful gift and a good partnership.
Yeah.
With that ballpark locally and his workouts. Two and two the count.
You know, the other thing that I am really struck by is the launch angle for swings, even at this level. So many young players have gone to launch angles right now, and the high fastball becomes an unhittable pitch. So it is filtered down from the major leagues on down. You know, the idea of trying to hit the bottom of the baseball, hunt the bottom of the baseball. I remember reading about trying to hit the ball on the ground when I was playing back in the day. Nobody wants to hit it on the ground anymore.
Inside corner, Miles will run it out, but they pop a tag on him instead. They may rotate. I think they have faced the proper amount of hitters. I think that'll do it. They're going to rotate this one on around. So with that in mind, we will move along to the bottom half of inning number 8. Croll, talented arm, a bunch of strikeouts, seeking his command. What was the upside of what you saw?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's got a chance to throw strikes in the future. He's just going to have to grow into his body a little bit more. But he's got some deception to that delivery, some swing and miss up in the zone. And I feel for the breaking ball, he just needs more consistency, and that's the difference between these young guys and big leaguers.
Perfect Game National Showcase at Chase Field, the home of the National League champion Arizona Diamondbacks. And it's fun to be playing on the same field where the World Series was held last year. What an honor for these athletes. What a thrill for the Arizona Diamondbacks in the city of Phoenix. Being a Phoenician myself, I know it was a lot of fun. They came up short against the Texas Rangers. But this is a pretty yard. It has been for many years. It's a functional yard, to be clear, because it's 115 in the heart of the summer. It's got to have a roof. It's got to have that feel. But for putting together baseball in the Valley where you never thought you'd be able to do it safely for fans and players. I give this yard credit.
100%. Oh, I think it's terrific. I do. And look, when we traveled to come play here, the players love playing here. Good batter's eye. They got a good look at the ball out there. It was a park. The ball traveled well for hitters. And I think from a fan's perspective, you're right on top of the action. I think it's a beautiful ballpark.
Character, that's what we love about baseball because the field dimensions are different in baseball. The bases, the mound, the same, but we love the uniqueness of our ballparks wherever we're from, and this one is unique. It certainly is unlike any other, different than other retractable roofs. It's a very different field than Miller Park. It's a very different field than other retractable roof yards, but again, it's got to be functional, and the AC's got to work. As someone who lives in the Valley,
yeah, you ain't kidding about that.
I called games here for 5 years, and I used to do reports on the field. I was the voice of the team for 5 years, and you do some hits for like the MLB Network and stuff with the roof open, and that's when you realize that this roof was everything.
Yeah, no question about that.
Wake Forest commit Gustavo Melendez now. The uber athletic Tyler Wood still out there working. He sips that one inside, got a piece of the home plate umpire. Great partnership with Yager Tracker, and they're doing a wonderful job with all of our metrics at these events. And you can visit perfectgame.org and catch up with a lot of metrics of a lot of events beyond this one. So make sure and do that one. As Melendez hits it a mile high.
Well, it is about metrics now, right? It is the wave of the game right now, and certainly what scouts see with their eyes are still very important. And I think that if people have moved so much away with analytics, they've come back to the eyes matter when you have scouts out there watching games, but so too do the metrics. They both have value. It's just about how you blend them together to come up with a real picture of who a player is.
Hagen Wright homer. He's a Phoenician. He lives here in the Valley. He's an ASU commit. This is his part of the world. So he gets a chance to stand on that field for the first time, and he homered in his first at-bat.
How awesome is that? A memory he'll have forever. No matter where his career goes, he'll always be able to brag to his grandchildren about it.
Had a good day as far as drills go earlier. He ran a 6.7 60. Now, this is a guy 6'5", running a 6.7, and he threw 93 from the outfield.
Yeah, he's a specimen, this kid. I mean, he's a specimen. You got that ball down over the plate. That is a quick stroke to the ball. Great launch angle to it to drive it. Used his bottom half in the swing. That is a special swing of the bat.
He gets out of there. A breaking ball goes to the backstop.
Now, Wood keeps missing up and into the right-hander here, and so that, to me, tells me maybe trying to overthrow it, do a little too much, where his body's running away from his arm. When you drag your arm behind, you leave it up and in to the arm side.
Got him to chase that time. A little bit of run to it. About 10 inches of horizontal break at 92.
Wood shaking his head because, yes, he got the strikeout, but he doesn't like the pathway he took to get there with missing as much as he did. But here you go, that fastball running up in the zone. I don't see the spin rate on that, but that's got to have some serious spin on it as he ends up swinging right underneath it.
Ethan Porter now. Porter flied to left field, hit the baseball hard back in the third inning. Costa Mesa, California. Plays for Alpha Prime, his travel team. Adam Farb, his coach. Big goals for Huntington Beach next year. He's right in the middle of it, Ethan.
One of the things I watch him in his approach, so he stands up tall, but then as the pitch is coming to the plate, he then collapses a little bit, and that's a lot of head movement to be able to continue to track the baseball. Watch his head in the movement here.
It's a high fly ball to right field. In the end, cleaned up very nicely. Tyler Wood on the mound. Tennessee commit. The one-time All-State wide receiver from Lee's Summit, Missouri. National Showcase at Chase Field. Meet Jace Zola. We'll tell you about this. He is from Elkhorn, Nebraska. He's at Scott Catholic. Damon Day is his high school coach. Soldier respects his travel team, and he is a Nebraska commit. In the next 12 months, he's made it clear, athletically, he'd like to get bigger, faster, stronger, and continue to grow as a pitcher. Jake Zola, we'll watch him work here.
Got some really good arm speed. You watch him throw. That arm comes whipping through. Short arms a little bit, not a real deep drop with that arm angle, but quick.
Wow. So Jace is ready to go. Son of Jen and Tim, his siblings Cade and Ben. He said, in the last year where I feel like I've grown the most is my mind. I've learned to breathe, slow the game down. I don't ride the highs and lows of pitching as much as I used to.
Well, that's a good thing, and that's maturity, right? That's the more mature you get, you understand that, a pitch in a game is just one pitch of what will be thousands of pitches, and you don't have to put so much on every single at bat as a hitter, every single pitch you throw as a pitcher.
Well, we loved watching Joey Senstock first time up. He doubled as that one skips in there. This is kind of fun. We have a couple of Nebraska commits battling on the mound and in the batter's box.
A little bragging rights competition right here.
Comes right at him with a good fastball. Both are Nebraskans as well.
Zola hides the ball. It kind of takes it behind his back in his delivery. And then it comes flying at you.
Well, once he starts downhill, it is a freight train. Quick to the plate. That arm's got to get up top quick.
It does. Now, he has what they call that inverted W a little bit. When the front foot hits the ground in his delivery, the ball's still facing the ground a little bit, where it should be up above your head. You can still pitch that way and be effective, but it does put a lot of pressure on your shoulder and your elbow.
What jumps at the plate, swing and a miss. That's strike three.
And that's why, Darren, the reason his arm has to be so quick is he's got little time to be able to get the arm above his head once that front foot hits the ground. He's got to get a lot of things still happening there, but he runs that fastball up above. So there's deception in it, but he just got to make sure that he maintains his health during the course of his career.
16 inches, that last pitch of induced vertical break. That, again, is that dramatic appearance of rising more than a foot at home plate. Preston Yager fly to center field. Hit it really, really well. Back in the fourth inning. Yager, second baseman, shortstop defensively. He is from Verona, Wisconsin, and a Penn State commit. Fights that one off to the right side. It is down. Go ahead. Get yourself two. Take two. They're small. A hustle double.
I love it. That's just out of the batter's box, thinking to myself, I'm going to get two right here. I flared it in a good spot. Let's take advantage of it. Love the hustle right there, as would every scout, coach in the stands watching this. Right out of the batter's box. He's thinking two right there. Thinking I'm flaring it over there. The right fielder's got a long way to go. Good turn at first base, puts himself in a great position.
So now with the runner at second, here's Ethan Moore. Moore grounded out last time up. That one sails up and away. Moore, left-handed bat, Louisville commit. Shoots that one back to the screen.
I take a look at his delivery right here, and as he goes to play, he throws against that front leg. And, it puts a lot of pressure on the shoulder and elbow with it. Good pitch, good throw to third base.
Somehow he missed the slide, though. He slid right up under that tag. And so if you're continuing to evolve and knowing the talents you have on the mound, gifts, I mean, if you can see it's true gifts, as that evolution comes, is it maybe slowing down to allow that arm to catch up coming to the plate? Yeah. Because it's athleticism that...
It's interesting. So we talked about stances for hitters, how they're all different. Everybody's body is different in pitching mechanics. So Steven Strasburg had this flaw in his mechanics. Mark Pryor had this flaw in his mechanics, where they would stride toward home plate, and when the front foot hits the ground in their delivery, right, the ball's facing the ground. But if you look at Justin Verlander, when his front foot hits the ground, the ball's facing the sky. And so when you have pure mechanics, the ball should be facing the sky, should be ready to rotate and throw. What many of these guys with the inverted W, where their front foot's on the ground and the ball's facing the ground, it means they've got much less time to get the ball up and forward, and it puts so much pressure on the shoulder and elbow. You can be effective, and you can have really good stuff that way, but it does put a lot of pressures on the key joints of pitching. You see a lot of those guys get hurt.
He's so athletic. It's fun. It'll be fun to watch him evolve.
He's very flexible, too, on the mound, Zola is. And so that will help in his delivery. So there's that delivery, and the front foot hits the ground, and his arm is already down toward the ground. He's got to rapidly get it up and above. Now, it's very rapid. He's got great arm speed to get there.
I tell you, when I talk to pitchers and catchers of this generation, and especially pitchers, and I don't remember my father talking like this, though I'm sure he worked on his flexibility and such, but it was more Nautilus machines. I know I'm dating myself to a lot of our viewers, but as that one's a beautiful approach by Moore. That's a base hit into right field. Hit it hard. 102 off the bat. Ethan Moore plates a pair.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there. Got a ball to drive through the hole. Didn't try to do too much with it. Comes up with a solid base hit right there.
Boy, explosive for the Louisville commit. That's how they teach it at Hitters. Hitters baseball right here.
A good piece of hitting. He stayed behind, right? He didn't drift his body forward on it. Was able to get the bat head in front of the body. And good throw from the outfield. Showing off some arm strength there, but no chance. Good jump off second base coming in to score.
Go ahead and grab yourself a stolen base, and he does. So to finish the thought, and you probably hear this talking with young athletes and even young major leaguers, they work so hard on flexibility. Pitchers do more than any other generation I've ever heard.
Yeah,
really hard.
Are. Yeah, it's much different. The plyometrics and things like that. No, there was a wave of time where people got on weightlifting and they did too much, and they ended up, you put too much pressure on the muscles pulling at the joints, and that's not healthy for a pitcher. And so you want flexibility. You want the ability to have some ability to bend and flex and protect the joints as much as you can.
Jumps at the plate. There's that 10, 11 inches of induced vertical break. It's wicked stuff from this right-hander. Jace Zola, Nebraska commit. He's also a middle infielder for his high school team, which doesn't surprise, does it?
No. You can tell he's very athletic. I mean, he moves around on the mound. He's got bounce in his step. So not a surprise that many of the best pitchers are also playing shortstop when they're not pitching.
He loves watching Jacob deGrom pitch. Nebraska Super State 2024 this past year. 4 years going back to when he first started high school. Honor roll member for Jace. And that's strike three. Caleb Brooks gets the call now. Jace, too, gives a lot of credit to his dad. He said he's one of the hardest workers I've ever met. He pushes me with his work ethic, and a lot of love and prayers from Mom, breast cancer survivor last year. And so God bless you, Jen, going through all of that. He said it pulled our family closer. We learned what was really important. We supported my mom the entire way.
That's great.
Couple of quick strikes to Ricks.
Yeah, Zola has good life to his stuff. There's no question about that. And they just have to make sure that he doesn't get to the point of fatigue and overwork himself. But he does have lively stuff coming to the plate.
Caleb takes outside, playing for exposure. He was really good at the just wrapped up 17U WWBA. Ricks, the hitter, had 5 hits, had 5 walks, had a .524 on base in that challenging tournament. Good take.
I love hitters that take walks because at some point they're going to figure out the 3-0, 3-1, 2-1, 2-0 pitch. They can look for something they can drive, and the power will come later.
Rick shoots that one to the right side, and it's down for a base hit. Slips on by. Caleb will hurry on with the spikes first slide. He is in there. He is an uncommitted athlete, excited to see where he is going to play. That'll wrap the inning with the amount of batters we have seen. So Zola wraps up his work here in the night. Couple of runs across the plate. Ricks, again, when you're looking for a place to play, you want to run the bases. Fight that baseball off. And by the way, the Kentucky native just had a heck of a time at East Cobb. Hey, Stephen, Darren, and you, thanks for hanging out with us at Perfect Games National Showcase. We're here all week long with the great young players, all rising seniors, like this man, Mark Brissy from Batesville, Arkansas. He plays for Chase Brewster's travel team. That's a good one. We love Chase, Arkansas Sticks. And he's at Fayetteville High School. He is an Arkansas commit. Some of his goals in the coming 12 months, Steve Phillips, he'd like to increase his velo just a bit. He'd like to increase his confidence and command of his secondary pitches. Would love to be All-State, and heck, while I'm at it, I'd love to earn the chance to be the Gatorade Player of the Year.
Let's go. I love those goals. Now let's go get them. And, those are pretty common things to look to improve, right? The secondary stuff. That should be something that they continue to grow and develop at this age. And this will be a tough matchup for him because Brandon Logan's a good-looking young player.
Well, you said it. He is really special. As we see Logan, the Vanderbilt commit from Indiana, take his turn again. He was active on the base pads. He singled, stole a base. We've seen Logan run down a couple of balls in center field as well. .90 miles an hour. Pretty pitch over the outside black. Top 100 player, Brandon Logan. Pretty good pitch, called inside. Brissy's mom is Laura, dad is Philip, and his older brother is Luke as he works out there on the mound.
Good fastball right there.
Little invisible effect to it.
Yeah, up in the zone, about 92 miles per hour.
All-State baseball player this past year. Brissy, good in the classroom, too. 3.95 GPA. Breaking ball. And it's spoiled by Logan.
Well, he must be a physics guy because he had good spin on the ball right there, defying gravity and getting the break.
I like that, Steve.
Old school, rubbing up the ball on the mound, too. I love that.
to the right side. That's what you're talking about with Logan.
Yeah, he's a good hitter. Right, two-strike approach. Not going to try to do too much. He reminds me of Marcus Simeon a little bit, does Logan. So I tell you what, good piece of hitting right here. Right, the ball's away. Let me hit it away. Really well done. He's a good-looking player. He is a good-looking player.
We've seen J.D. Stein do a nice job defensively, turned a double play basically on his own. He also, in his first at-bat, was out running the bases. He doubled, drove in a pair. So another chance for Stein.
Kind of a Nick Madrigal type look to him.
Yeah, trying to find the right place for him to play. He's uncommitted. So a massive event for him here. Big opportunity.
Yeah, he's one of those pesky little guys that just beats you and wins games for his team. Does little things, will make a play defensively, poke it to the other field, flare one in for a base hit, steal a base when you need to, score from first on a double. One of those dirtball, gritty players.
That one will skip right on by and allow the runner to already move up and hang right there. Stein's dad, Michael, played D1 baseball at Northwestern. Mom ran track. And by the way, JD, multiple sport guy, soccer, basketball, as well as baseball. Multiple opportunities for USA Baseball as well, JD Stein, as he takes in.
Yeah, I don't think there's probably ever a game that he doesn't look just like that. Completely dirty, right? I mean, every game he plays, I bet that he goes home looking like that. You know, that's the kind of look that you've got to put a towel and a sheet down in the car when they sit in the car on the way home. Otherwise, they're going to mess up your leather in your car and get dirt and sweat all over that you can't get out.
JD has performed, too, at Perfect Game showcases. He's been pretty active and done a nice job every time. There he is. That's that guy. They call him just an old-fashioned ball player. So back-to-back, we see a guy like Logan and a guy like Stein, and to me, those are just winning baseball players.
Yeah, there's no question about that. So here's the thing for J.D. Stein. You can't have 25 of him, but every team needs him.
Well, you better have at least one.
You need that scrappy guy who's just a pure baseball player that's going to do the little things to help you win. He'll sack bunt if you need it. He'll steal a base if you need it. He'll get a sack fly if you need it. He'll make a play defensively or steal a base if you need it.
Loyola High School, Southern California, Walter Urban out of Manhattan Beach, California. Andy Stankiewicz has earned his commitment, the head coach of USC. Walter can run a little bit, has some really good wheels. Man, a 6'5", 60 today. Good breaking ball, fooled him badly.
Just got to get back to thinking a little bit like what J.D. Stein just did of just drive it over the second baseman's head. That way it keeps you on the ball, doesn't get you thinking about spinning off. You don't think about trying to hit a home run. Drive it into that right center field gap.
Foul tipped that one into the catcher's mitt. Nice little breaking ball, too. Couldn't stay back on it.
Yeah, good breaking ball from Brissy right there. Nice little spinner.
The Canadian Justin Rompre, the talented third baseman, still 16 years old. Pitch missed inside.
Kind of a Montreal Expos looking helmet that he's sporting right there. Well framed. That pitch right there.
I believe that's Trent Grindlinger behind home plate. We are told it's supposed to be Trent. That doesn't look like a number 6 underneath that catcher's gear. That one misses low and inside. That's over the inside corner, framed up very nicely. That's strike 3.
It's tough at 16 years old. I mean, that difference between 16 and 18, in 16 and 17 is pretty significant. The age and the growth and the development at that point. But he'll learn from this opportunity. Will Rompra.
And by the way, my apologies. They moved him up an inning. This is Charlie Wortham pitching, or catching, I should say. Charlie's behind the plate, and he's working that magic you were talking about earlier.
Right, they did work him up a little bit there. You're
Charlie
right.
Wortham. Well, I had Trent Grindlinger on a totally different team, so I had moved him. I traded him. I moved him to the gold.
Yeah, Wortham was supposed to be the 10th inning, though, so you're right. He moved to That's why we're confused by it.
I'd like to say I was confused, folks, but I actually moved Trent on teams, so I'll take the bullet on that one for sure. Carry on hits, Enrico. Pride of Puerto Rico, another athlete seeking a place to play. So an event like this, a wonderful time to show off. 1-1 the count. Curveball has some flashes of brilliance.
Listen, there have been some great catchers out of Puerto Rico over the years. I mean, you think about the quality of talent at the catching position over the years, from Pudge Rodriguez on down. And so the Molina brothers, some great catching coming out of Puerto Rico. Think about the Molina's family. It was Gladys and Benji, the mom and dad. The dad ended up passing away. He was the one who groomed the fields for the kids in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But to have 3 sons that were major league catchers, you understand the leadership qualities and the toughness and the grit and the intelligence of that. Tremendous parenting.
And all 3 impacted the game. I think our younger baseball fans really zero in on Yachty, as they should, had a Hall of Fame career. But as a young announcer, I got to call games led by Benji as an Angels voice. I got to see who he was.
Just quality people, teammates, just terrific.
Of course, Jose Molina, a great catcher, longtime backup catcher, a great baseball mind. Well, that's a nice pitch.
Really nice slider right there from Bristy. Well done.
When it was all said and done, there were a couple of runners out there, and he had some traffic. But then, just like that, he struck out 1, 2, 3 in a row. Just like that. There's the fastball, strike 3. There's a nasty breaking ball. How about another one? Inside corner. A little buckle.
Lock them up.
Hey, folks, what do you say we play another inning of baseball? We take a look at some of the top velos from earlier today. And Max Murray, Nick Diaz, Brock Silvers, some of the numbers there from the first base throws across the diamond. Catcher pop times. How about Trent flexing just a little bit? Charlie, we were talking about him earlier. Good for Miles. We enjoy getting to know him. These are all really good numbers for these athletes.
Very, very good. Excellent. Anything under 2 seconds is a winning pop time.
Some of the metrics. Mr. Zola. Those good-looking sideburns, by the way.
Yeah,
I just noticed
well done.
those.
Excellent. I tell you what, 80 out of 80 scale. I mean, that's a quality sideburn.
That's hard to do. It's a clean look. Kind of a haircut aficionado, and that is big league right there. So, speaking of big league, how about this guy? JoJo Parker, the pride of Purvis. So, doubled into the pool, then just for good measure, singled the opposite way. He's had an amazing day.
Really good day. Quality approach at the plate. Good balance. Gives his quality swing on every pitch. Really well done.
Just a dirt pig, too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
there's
no
dirt
doubt.
all over.
Yep. Love that, though.
Telling the story about his love and his family. Oh, that's a tough pitch to lay off of. Goodness.
Well executed fastball from Zola, right at the decision point.
Not sure how you lay off of that. And he was on balance. Goodness gracious. 2-2 the count to JoJo. 3-2.
See if he goes fastball or breaking ball right here. He's trusted his fastball the entire way.
So I asked Jacob and Joe, I said, tell me about Mom. They said, well, she's an amazing, loving woman. We're lucky to have her. Dad, heroic, as we talked about earlier, a judge, but has been in a wheelchair his entire life from a sporting accident as a young man. But he said, Mom's got it pretty simple. Just a lot of rules. It's yes, ma'am. It's yes, sir. No vaping, drinking, no missing curfew. And no cussing. He said, those are Mom's rules, and we live by them.
I love it. I love it.
I got a chance to meet Mom and chat with her. JoJo and Jacob's mom. She said, they probably think I'm the roughest, toughest mom in the world. I said, I don't know. They're here. First of all, they're here, so kudos to you for putting them in that right lane. Running around till the middle of the night, breaking curfew, not showing up at school. You're not here.
Right, 100%.
Your athleticism is not going to come.
If you're here, you've got a level of discipline and focus and commitment that other kids don't, that are doing some of the other things.
Got him on a hop.
Wow, tough pitch to make a throw on right there, too.
That's Trent.
Yeah.
That's Grindlinger behind the plate.
Had the best overall pop time. But that is a tough pitch to be able to throw right there. And when you have to reach out with your glove and then get that front shoulder turned, that is a very difficult one. So he gets the hop right there, well picked and well tagged. Quick tag right there is on the slide. It's the second time today we've seen with the slide, the foot coming up in the air, maybe the heel hitting the ground and coming up in the air. If he had gone in with the foot keeping it down, I think he'd been safe.
Boy, Joseph Parker is just a ball player.
Yeah, they battle. They can fight off pitches.
Oh, my goodness.
How many times we've seen that high fastball swung and missed that today, but he fouled it off and stayed alive.
Pretty good pitch. In and off the plate.
It's such a calm, soft take of a pitch right there, right? I mean, he's making the decision out of the pitcher's hand. Is it a ball? Is it a strike? And that is, we talk about tools, but that ability to recognize ball from strike, fastball from breaking ball is really a tool. Not everybody has it. Guys can all swing the bat, but that ability to take pitches is a tool.
Oh. Parker hits a high fly ball, well struck toward right field, to the wall, up against the wall. Nearly got out of here. What an at-bat, and what a day he has had. He'll sleep well tonight. He's earned it.
That was well struck right there. 96 mile per hour exit velocity. He hit it 364 feet, 34.5 degree launch angle on this. That was a good swing right there. He's got a little Jock Peterson in him right
like
there.
that.
Yeah, little Jock Peterson in him. Driving that ball deep out to the outfield right there. Well struck.
That's a high school homer, folks. Well, he is a pleasure to watch. I tell you, like look, there's so many special players. We've seen a lot of them. We talked about it last inning, watching Brandon Logan, watching J.D. Stein, but there's something different about Joseph Parker. Kind of athletic, left-handed swing, not quite like the presence and size of Darren Erstad, but that same feel. I see a little bit of Rusty Greer maybe, but I like your comp with Jock Peterson.
I think
a couple of belt loop sizes ago.
Yeah, exactly. But he just looks different than everybody else in the batter's box.
He does.
He really does. And I got to tell you, so does Landon Schaefer. Landon Schaefer to me just looks like a ball player right here.
He's got a sac fly. He's got a double. He's got a pair of RBIs today. That's that tough pitch. It's so tempting. And because of its temptation, he went around. Zola with some lively stuff at the plate. This is tough to lay off of.
Yeah, explosive fastball up in the zone. Just wasn't sure he wanted to go on it. Checks his swing, but goes too far. Explosive.
This is kind of a Monday through Friday thing, so if you're finding us on Perfect Game TV, just come back tomorrow. You'll be able to go back when it's over and enjoy the archives, but you'll see some of these great athletes that you saw in the evening games go right back to work. They'll sleep fast, eat a good breakfast, get back out to work, and then we'll have a whole new wave of athletes, and they'll test all they are, and the night will end with batting practice.
Love that, and opportunity for the kids to get out there and show off some of the skills. And then take some batting practice, and then they'll get a shot to play some ball games as well in front of the scouts and coaches that are here.
Mr. Brissy, the right-hander, his final half of work. We get the traditional bottom half with one team trailing another, but either way, we'd be playing the bottom half. Lemsy Montanez, the catcher, second opportunity to hit.
As the way it works out, they'll all at least get 2 at-bats in this one.
And then another game where you get 2, maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
From Arroyo in Puerto Rico, Leadership Christian Academy, this hitter. Top 300 player. Jose and Brenda, his parents. That one sails way up and inside. His older brother is Brian. Watched his big brother play at the NAI level, small college baseball in the States. He's really proud of Brian because he now serves the United States in the Navy.
Oh, wow. Thank you for his service. Very impressive.
Fouls that one off. No surprise. You talked about him earlier as a Puerto Rican catcher. His dude, Yachty.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Yadier Molina is such a leader, and they missed him in St. Louis this year for sure.
Talked about his role model, his leadership, the intelligence, IQ. He said, I loved watching him as that one nips the outside corner. Brissy with a good pitch, and that's strike 3.
Yeah, his little breaking ball is a very effective pitch for him. When he gets to that 2-strike count, he tends to go to that breaker, and he's locked everybody up with it. They just sort of freeze and give up on it, He's thrown that fastball so many times that it's sailed that I think they think it's going to start there and sail a bit, and then it breaks down right into the zone.
4 consecutive strikeouts for this right-hander. Had some action on the base pads in the early stages of his outing as he shoots that one at 90 up and in.
He wants to get to the point where every pitch the hitter has to make a decision. So a pitch like that for ball one, the hitter gives up on it right out of his hand because he knows it's going to be a ball. Get closer to the zone with everything.
There's that breaking ball you spoke of as it hits the outside corner. 1-1 to Mateo Noto from Brooklyn. Plays at Poly Prep, great program. Matt Roventini, the head coach there. Team Elite, his travel team. This Indiana commit takes outside. That one skips in. So interesting thoughts as he's going to Indiana as an IU commit. Well, I asked him, 12 months, no baseball, life. What do you want to accomplish? He said, I want to spend as much time with my family as I can and also enjoy New York City. I've loved growing up in the city. I want to ride the subway to a Yankee or a Knicks game more often and take on some of the best pizza in the world. He said, I'm a proud New Yorker, and I want to enjoy my last year in the city.
That's pretty special. What a thoughtful answer. There's nothing like New York City, for sure. And it's, growing up there, it's a completely different experience than growing up outside in the suburbs or anywhere else in the world, really. And so, a unique opportunity for him. But usually it's culture shock when you move to New York. I think it's going to be culture shock in Bloomington for him.
Sure, and that makes sense. Stolen base. You have a runner out there helping out. Danny Wallace is wheeling as a courtesy runner. I just thought that was a fun answer.
Great answer. I think for all these guys, when you've got a year left before you go away to college, and you're going to move away from your family, and I think the acknowledgement and thoughtfulness of wanting to spend time with them and enjoy that before you leave, because it's a different stage of your life. You really move into a different area in your life when you go to college.
Dropped that back shoulder and lifted that one foul. Jason and Heather, his parents. His sister, Yama, is 19 and is going to Savannah College of Art and Design. He wanted to share that, and he's proud of his sis. For 3 years as a varsity player at Poly Prep, that's tough to do.
Good eye at the plate, laying off some tough borderline pitches. Well, Brissy's gone with the slider every time he's gotten to this point.
Fastball ready for it. Line drive, base hit, right field. Draws a throw. Head first slide in there. That one was fired in by Steven Chucka and right.
Should have gone to the slider. Nice pitch right there, or nice piece of hitting right there. Got a fastball up. Pulled it into right field. Nice job. Kind of went around and hooked it a little bit. That bat may not have survived it, but if it dies a soldier for sure.
New York state of mind base hit right there. That's got to feel good in Arizona on the road. Vince Farrell. Clearwater, Florida. That's his hometown. Vince takes strike one.
Home of the Phillies spring training location in Clearwater. And their Class A team as well in Gulf Coast League.
Told you about Vince earlier, running a 6.4 60. Stolen bag that time. Mateo moves on with the stolen base. He's working back there, grinding.
Yeah, good block in the dirt right there.
It's Charlie Wortham. Last couple of innings has been working back there. It's interesting. Vince earned the invite here because he took on a regional showcase and really performed down in Sanford, Florida, back in May at the Sunshine East Showcase. Look, there are some no-brainers that will earn an invite if you're a top 100 player, but those regional showcases are a good place to open the eyes of the PG scouts and community. Maybe you earn an invite here to National. Vince is one of those guys.
Yeah, good for him. Good eye at the plate. Very patient hitter. Doesn't jump at the ball. Earns base on balls right there. Starts this count now 0-1.
He took on that regional showcase and ran a 6.5 60 and had a high 90s exit velo. Turned their heads quite a bit. Big barrel speed, bad acceleration. A lot of the advanced metrics were on his side. '89 just off the plate.
Yeah, not expanding the zone at all, Farrell. Forcing Brissy to have to come in.
He does, and there it goes. Right back into center field. Just a pretty approach, a line drive. That's an RBI swing. Because of that, he follows the throw home into second base. For Vince, another quality at bat.
Yeah, really good at bat. And then, you know, good base running. He saw the throw going over the cutoff man's head. Good piece of hitting, and he ends up on second base right here. Didn't try to do too much. Really, he took so many good pitches, and then finally when Brissy came in over the plate, he comes up with a big base hit on a pitch down in the zone.
You know who's really excited? Eli Willits. He gets a third plate appearance because of that.
I love that.
Young man out of Fort Cobb, Oklahoma, Fort Cobb, Broxton High School. That pitch is up and away. I'm not sure in a showcase game, but do what you want. The infield is in.
Yeah, 10-9 games, so they're trying to hold on to that one-run lead. I get it.
Do you, Steve?
I do.
Okay.
I want to win. Listen, I want to win. It's 10-9. I'm playing the infield in right here. Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That pitch is high. 3-0 the count to Eli Willits, Oklahoma commit. Texas Sticks, his travel team. Omar Tuner runs that squad.
I'm green lighting him right here, too.
Here's a runner. Well, to go with the Steve Phillips theory, you back up at least in the middle, right? Because then you can turn that double play.
Double play. I'd play him halfway, though, just in case.
Okay.
It's hit slowly. We can try to get the run at the plate. So I wouldn't play straight double play depth up the middle, because if it's hit slowly, I want to be able to gun down the runner at the plate here.
Look at Phillips, folks. Are you hearing him? He's out of his cage.
I want to win.
There's some breaking down. There's some strategy talk. I love it. All right, Eli. But if Eli drives one in the alley, I don't think they'll be like water cups and dog piles. He does drive one in the alley. It's well struck. It's crushed out to left center field. All the way to the warning track. Eli's flying on around. Have some fun, kid. Head on toward the plate. Make a play on you. An inside the park grand slam for Eli Willits.
He can fly. Holy smokes, did he run around those bases. He can fly. That's the last batter of the game right there, too.
Ding, 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 ding,
wow.
ding. That'll do it. There's your strategy.
See, there you have it. Doesn't matter if the infield's in or not. I'm going to hit it over your head.
Give me something on this approach, by the way.
Good piece of hitting right here. And he finally got something over the plate to be able to drive. But it was the striding around the bases. Good piece of hitting right there. Watch this running around the bases. My goodness. He could absolutely fly. The runner's reading it in the gap. And he is coming around the bases full steam ahead. How about that? Inside the park grand slam to win the game.
Dare I say that PG alum and Arizona Diamondback Corbin Carroll would be proud of that approach.
Yes.
Had little flashes of watching Corbin
Love
play.
that humble brag right there. Well done.
As a young player. All right, we've had all kinds of fun today, and we thank you for hanging out with us. Remember, sun up to sundown. We'll be back tomorrow, a couple of games in the morning, and a whole new wave of teams coming up tomorrow. We will be bringing you all of it. Brett Dolan will be back. David Ronzi will be back. Danny Wexelman will do some time sitting up and calling the action here. And, of course, Steve Phillips will join us in the second half of the day. Make sure and listen to him on Sirius XM and do so tomorrow for his great radio show. What time do you kick off?
7 to 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Whoa,
Yes.
You better get to bed, young man.
Good night,
You better
everybody.
get to bed. On behalf of our entire production team, really proud of what we do here at Perfect Game TV. We'll see you again tomorrow. And it was a fun Inside the Park homer that ended it. Have a good night, everyone.